Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read.
We need to stay away from these niggas.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are now locked into the NWO Podcast. All across the world. Say it with me.
It would be nice for you to do all that if you didn't keep the mic so goddamn far away.
Get ready
from
to suck it.
It sounds like he's like 3 rooms away all the time.
Come on,
Bro, you had a question earlier. What'd you say? What you was talking about?
I wasn't ready.
You asked me something earlier.
No, I was just I was just because we got our main man here, Brother Hassan, in the building. You know what I mean? And,
Peace, black family.
I was just checking up on him, see what's happening, what's what in his life. I was asking him, what's going on with the school and everything like that, and what's going on currently with him.
Currently, I'm just being black, being African. No longer teaching at the school. Shout out to all the women that I worked with at the institution, all the children, all the families. But I'm no longer at the school anymore.
Does that hurt?
Because it became a central part of my life, dealing with the children, with the babies.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
For me personally, I could say that working with women and it was tough. I was the only dude, so it was just like, man, like
Your employees like to sleep.
but not only that, it's just like they require so much. Like for me, like as a male employee, like I require very little.
Yeah.
Give me respect, make sure I'm paid on time. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no bullshit, nothing like that. But for them, it's just so much more that they need and that they require. And me as being the only guy, I had to be that person that needed to do a lot of those things that they needed.
You know what, Ricky? We should save how much you hate women for the show.
I'd rather work with a
What?
That was a smidge of chauvinist, but I'd rather work with 100 black women than with one Becky, like dead ass. I know all women could be difficult; they could be, strenuous at times. But I'd rather work with 100 of them than work with a Becky.
I tell you what, like me working with them, and I was working with mainly Haitian women because, as you all know, I was working in healthcare, so they took care of me. Anything I needed, I didn't have to ask for anything. It was done. You know what I'm saying? So I gave them my all. I really did. So I get what you're saying. It's just different.
Yeah. Nah, it's totally different. Like there's a level of compassion, but then with compassion, there's also passion.
Correct.
So that could be heated at times. So we just got to save space for our sisters in the workplace.
Absolutely.
I heard that.
Absolutely.
Because, brother, I tell you from experience, working underneath a white woman in power in the office place, Jesus Christ.
I had no idea you was a slave, Ben. That's crazy.
No. I ain't a slave no more.
You've been emancipated.
I'm emancipated. I'm freed. But when I was in them shackles, man, she made sure to remind that I was in them shackles.
Yeah. Now, you know what, though? Something that's not talked about is how we are sexually harassed by white women in the workplace.
Jesus.
And a lot of us don't talk about that, but them Beckys be trying to... Yeah.
Do we want to pause right here, introduce the show? So
Let's introduce the show. Let's play the intro real quick.
Am I gonna do the backup niggas, or you gonna do the niggas like you said?
We're gonna do a pre-record that we did.
Okay.
Yeah, and upload it. Give it 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right,
and we're back.
Welcome to the NWO Podcast. I have no idea what number episode this is. We got Ben in the building.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna just throw a number out there. 175.
Let's do it.
175. I'm probably wrong as fuck. I think we're on like 178. But whatever. You know what?
We got Bennessy in the building.
Yep.
We got my brother Vegan Trap Lord in the building.
Gang.
Plus couldn't make it here tonight. So shout out to Plus. And we got none other than the one, the only Brother Hassan in the motherfucking building. Clap it up for my brother Hassan.
Peace, black family. Peace.
My brother and the brother.
Yeah.
Brother Hassan.
Yeah.
How many times have you been on this podcast?
7. And I ain't gonna lie, the first time I ain't thinking I was gonna call me back. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was saying fuck Jesus, fuck Christianity.
bro,
I was
listen.
like, yeah. But yeah, 7 times.
You know,
Yeah,
every
7
time we
times.
get Brother Hassan on here, man, like the engagement is through the roof. People love it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a thought provoking conversation every time he comes on. So
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? We love that you're here, man. We
Shout
love
out our
brother. Thanks for
YouTube
coming.
family. Shout out our YouTube family.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the
all you
Africans.
YouTubers in the comments.
Yeah,
we
man.
love you guys, man.
Matter of fact, unsung heroes that actually stand behind this man, this great brother that we have here on the show right now.
Facts though.
Shout out to the Hassan gang.
Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not, you know what?
Shout out to
what
them.
I noticed, bro. It like whenever you got black leaders, you know what I'm saying, pro-black leaders and people who are like a powerful voice, you have a variety of different people that follow the things that they say. I won't say that they agree or whatever. It's like they following just to disagree, right? You get a lot of people who back you up on some, oh, y'all not fucking with him? Well, we not fucking with y'all.
Right.
And y'all fucking with him, then we riding all the way to the wheels fall off with y'all.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I love that people fuck with you on that level. You know what I'm saying?
Every time people ask me, like, what is your opinion of Brother Hassan? And I always tell people, because anytime if you go back and listen to any episode Hassan's been on, the first thing he says is, when y'all had me on, I didn't think I was gonna bring you back. He said that. This is his 7th time saying that. It's 6th time saying that, right? So I say to people, I will never forget the first time he came on here after we were done, right? Me and Ben sat out here for 2 hours. And we thought everything we ever known about ourselves was a lie. We questioned everything after talking to this man, because we talked to him pre-show, talked to him during the episode, and we talked to him after the episode. And just the knowledge, and we questioned this man. Like we thought we were giving it to him. Like, he ain't gonna, there's no response. He got no response to this.
Kept tying it back.
And then he had and I was like, damn, bro, like
It was the first time on this podcast that I could remember. It was the first time where I actually started to open up, because I'm not sure if you remember, but the first time you recorded with us, I remember telling you, like, man, as of the past like couple months, man, I just been feeling different about like my own identity, and been feeling different about like me questioning everything that I've been told and taught and programmed to believe thus far. And you came back at me. You was like, it's because, man, the inner revolutionary is waking up in you. You said it's awakening.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And like that was the first time I ever received that message, man. And like it just goes back to like how profound
That
you
boy
know your
put on his
messages
red,
is.
black, and green beret from that point and ain't looked back.
I'm gonna need one at some point.
yeah, man.
Yeah, as far as people that fuck with me, man, I think it just comes from a level of being authentic, like really standing on my principles, who I am, what I believe in, and not unwavering. And deep down, all of us got that inside of us.
Yeah.
And so when they see somebody who is unapologetic, unwavering about how they feel. Like recently, I don't know if y'all seen on social media, I ousted my ex-wife for cheating with one of the homies.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people was like, yo, that's crazy. I would never have the guts to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was like, I'm living in my truth. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to carry that burden of this secret of y'all, cheating.
Why am I keeping it a secret?
Why am I keeping it a secret?
Who am I saving face for?
You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it was like some people gonna understand it, some people gonna empathize, and some people gonna look at it like, I wish I had the bravery to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To stand on my truth. And that's just how I move throughout my life, man.
So-
Now,
man-
if you
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
If you could give me, just a moment to ask you this question, like how were you able to find peace with that?
Yeah.
It's
Because
I'm not gonna lie.
That sounds like some traumatic shit, man.
Nah, it's very traumatic. Very traumatic.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. Very traumatic. I would say it's a journey. You never really find peace with it. You just keep going. You keep pushing. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't stay where you at. You just keep going through it.
Yeah.
You don't relive it, but it's a journey, man. It's a journey. The one thing I always, internalize is the idea is that I don't want to stop loving black people because something a black person did to me, or I don't want to stop loving black women because something a black woman did to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep pushing through that. You know what I'm saying?
That takes a really big person to actually, see it that way.
Yeah.
To look at it with that lens, man.
Yeah. Now this one, I was with this one for about 17 years. Woo. Yeah. We got 2 children together, family, everything. You know what I'm saying? And that was very, very traumatic.
I've always wanted to ask you this. Oh, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, like,
hold on, pause. Who the fuck are y'all niggas? Oh, you go ahead. You ahead. What the fuck is this, bro? Cut that shit out right now. Whatever the fuck that is, stop it. I don't like it.
No. I gotta ask him some questions, bro. I'm just
Take a shot. Something. I don't stop.
I like where we're going here, bro.
Me too.
I
don't like what y'all keep doing.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so like you didn't so much find peace with the situation, but you found peace with the fact that it happened, and I gotta move past it.
And I gotta move past it.
I gotta move on.
Yeah. So, and just expose them for who they are, and just keep going.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, cause I seen that the guy was he's a prominent brother.
Yeah.
Air quotes on the brothers for the listeners out there. If you're watching, brother.
That's what my question is for. It's not so much for that. It's just like for this, like when we come and we talk with each other, you know what I'm saying? We talk some real stuff, you know what I'm saying? So for you in that space, like who do you have as your brothers that you know you can trust, that you can talk to about stuff like that, like just are in general about your life and what you're going through, and that you feel like you can trust?
And do you have people?
Like that?
Yeah. Remember the guys that pulled up in episode 2 or 3?
Oh yeah,
in the back.
Episode 1? Yeah.
You mean the goons that came?
How can we forget?
Who no one let in the back door when they came through the back door?
How can we forget?
Right. So like those 2 brothers, man, they solid. They always tell me, correct me when I'm wrong. Have me looking at myself. Reflection. They my reflections. They don't bullshit with me. They hold me in line. So I come to them with real situations, and they give me their perspective. Now it's up to me to take it or not, but yeah. So,
but that's one thing about you, Hassan. I'll say, man, like anytime I've ever reached out to you, bro, and I've asked you a question, I never felt like you're judging me. Like I always feel like you're giving me what you feel like is the best response.
Because I'm you. I was there.
Correct.
I was there.
Correct.
At one point, somebody gave me the information, and I was like, nah, like what you talking about? Like the cognitive dissonance was kicking in and rolling in my head, and I was like, I can't believe what you're saying, because I grew up Haitian. I grew up Leglise, Leko Lakai. You feel what I'm saying? Lord Jesus Christ. Like I grew up the same way. So I understand where you at. And that's a part about growing, is having empathy for somebody that you recognize that they're not
they
where
don't
you
know.
are.
They
don't know.
We don't know.
So the point is, like y'all asked me episode 2 or 3, do you still go to strip club? I was like, yeah, you got to go meet the people where they at. You get what I'm saying? And so I just meet people where they at, and understand that the object is not to feel like you better than, but to help lift somebody up. To understand this is a war.
Well, what would you say to those people who do the opposite of that? Because I see that quite often, especially within like the progressive black space, where the revolutionary educated ones, they're kind of like, for lack of a better word, assholes towards the people who might not be so fast forward in their education of pro black history and just black agenda in general.
Yeah, I mean, you can't save them all, Hasselhoff. Like, you just gotta. Hopefully, we see them for who they are, and my thing is follow the plan, not the man. Everything I'm saying, Malcolm said it before, Garvey said it before.
Follow the plan, not the man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So for me,
put me on the cover doing this, dashiki with a kufi on, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, follow the plan, not the man. So, for me, it's just, if he's saying something, because I don't agree with everything everybody says.
Correct.
But if I could take something from it and plant it and make a garden out of it, then I will, So, even in an asshole, you can, find a little bit of truth, a little bit of wisdom.
I mean, that's a fact. And I did want to ask you this. Like, I feel like the way the world is going right now, with the landscape of how everything is going right now, and I told you this before we started, it's like everything that you've been saying was going to happen from 4 or 5 years ago when we first started talking, it's like coming to fruition. And the first thing you said to me was, man, it's going to get worse. It's just getting started.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it sounded crazy to you 3 years ago, it don't sound crazy today.
It shouldn't.
It should not.
It shouldn't. Unless you want it to sound crazy. You get what I'm saying? There's some people who just cannot see the reality or don't want to see the reality because it doesn't fit well with how they want to live their life. You get what I'm saying? I mean, with the March invasion on the White House, and we see how they handled that, and we see how they handle Black Lives Matter and all these situations that take place, with racism in soccer and all these things. Like, how can you still be oblivious to this?
Correct.
How can you actually want to hide yourself from? But it's some people that like that. It's some people who don't want to see the reality. They don't want to face it. So, yeah.
A question we often get asked when there's two questions that we often get asked when you
listen. Before we move on, I just had an idea, right?
Talk to me.
Now, you guys tell me this, right? What relationship do you think is easier to repair 100% if these two situations occur? Your girl cheating on you, or your friend beating your ass like really bad.
Okay, I got the two scenarios. What was the question? What was the question?
Which of the two scenarios
Now I'm gonna be Chris on this episode.
easier to bounce back from 100%?
Why did your homeboy beat your ass?
Yeah.
Why
Now I'm gonna be Chris.
Yeah, exactly. You see? I'm glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he's here.
Why did your homeboy beat your ass?
Exactly.
minute reason. Y'all
No, it can't be minute.
Y'all was playing the game, whether it was cards or video game, whatever you want to call it. Y'all was playing the game.
He didn't pay you back a bet.
Things got heated, and words was exchanged. And from the words exchanging, shit elevated, and y'all got physical.
Did he punch me first or I punch him first?
He punched you first.
It's either that or your girl cheated on you. So you're asking which one is worse?
Which one is easier for you to forgive and bring the relationship back to 100%?
Me personally, I can forgive my homeboy because I know me personally. Because
I'm talking about Ben beating the dog shit out of you.
Did he
bruh.
stomp you?
Like dog shit.
He stomped you?
Bro, he fucked you up.
Nah, I can't take no
Like you was out and he kept going type shit. Like,
well, I'm sorry. I think because like this, me personally, if I can't ever foresee.
Ricky, he stomped you, though.
I'm just saying, I can't ever foresee a scenario where any of us get into that kind of situation.
mm-hmm.
But I can foresee a situation where a woman gets in a precarious situation. And I don't see myself getting over that. I can't see you, Hassan, plus Ben stomping me.
You think I'm pussy?
Not saying that you pussy. I'm just saying that I think we have a respect factor there. No matter how hot
Facts.
we get, we'll get heated. We'll scream. We've done it before. All of us. Even Hassan here.
We've did it before the show started.
Hassan has said things to us. Bro, that's what I'm saying. We've had conversations that has not been recorded. We've had conversations, bro. And we're heated with each other. But it's never came to blows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that respect factor. When you respect a man as a man, there's certain lines you just don't cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all that, like, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, above all else. Bro, I'm never going to put my hands on you in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's nothing that you can ever do to make me want to even think about doing that.
What if he slept with your girl?
Now I'm stumped. Boom. Drop the bomb, bro. Maybe you're not my brother. You an adversary now. So, I mean, okay, so now that happens, it's just like, damn, what the fuck would I do? I'm stumped, bro. I don't know. It's a good question. I would start, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask myself, like, what the fuck did I go wrong? Like, did I do something for my girl and my brother to do that? Did I do something?
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck did I go wrong?
So you immediately self-check. Like,
I'm gonna self-check first. Like is it because I'm the common denominator here. I'm the like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, I get what you're saying. And being someone who actually experienced
and
that,
that's
right?
why I asked, because you telling the story.
Right.
I had that question for like a whole other show,
Mhm.
but you telling that story just like jumped it in my
and
head.
before you answer, like, was he like one of your bros? Like,
Nah, he was just
He's just
somebody
somebody
that I
you knew?
communicated
Okay.
once in a while.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
did
okay,
things
okay,
in the
okay,
community
okay.
and shit like that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wasn't somebody that like was like a middle
not
school guy.
one of these dudes that came.
Nah. This nigga live way in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, got you.
Like this is flight set cheating.
Pennsylvania, y'all niggas looking shaky.
Yeah, this is flight cheating.
Pennsylvania
This is,
niggas
Hopping on
check in.
flights, Flapping on flights. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
planning
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. Like,
Pussy
well thought
ass
out.
pen niggas.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, that I ain't gonna go to calling y'all pussy so early, but check in.
Yeah. So,
a member of you guys' community is pussy.
He from Philly. He from Philly. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about it is man, with dudes like that, if it's not like someone close in your circle, it's really just hate. It's really just envy. Like, you got to understand that when you are who you are in your aura, when you walk into a room and someone's not secure in who they are, you make them feel insecure.
Damn.
You make them feel insecure. When you walk in the room and you just in your essence.
You insecure by my security?
Man, listen.
You walking in with your security.
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
It's a thing. It's a thing, bro.
Listen, when I was locked up, I seen niggas get stabbed because a female correction officer was showing another dude more attention.
What?
Like,
It's disgusting.
yeah, you gotta understand, man. Like, jealousy, when dudes are not secure in themselves, they would do some crazy things.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So
it's
you
true.
do you feel like you were born secure in yourself?
Nah, that definitely,
It
I
took
definitely
time to
elevated
develop
into
it.
that. Yeah, nah, I definitely elevated into that.
Like, what do you think helps to develop that for the guys that listen who might not be so secure within themselves?
It depends. I mean, obviously, the first thing we think is how we could conquer women. Like, the most women we sleep with, it makes us feel more secure in
More
ourselves.
masculine,
Yeah,
or
you're
like-
masculine,
yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And then on the opposite side, when we get rejected, then we like, man, fuck you.
Look,
You
look,
wasn't, cute
yeah.
anyway, or whatever the case may be. And then that lessens.
Stupidity.
Right. I think it just comes from just recognizing that you're not perfect, recognizing that you may not be where you are, but you're striving to get to where you are, and just being authentic to yourself, man. Not really caring about what somebody's always gonna have something to say.
True.
Regardless, you can't please everybody, and you do your best to show up when you can, and just be confident in who you are, man. You know.
So I already know this. We're gonna get these questions from dudes. They're gonna be like, "Yo, why didn't you guys ask us on this?" So I'm gonna ask it.
Mhm.
Does this mean is this the situation that speaks to Hassan and say, "I'm never getting married again"?
Listen, boy, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, boy. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. No shot to my ex-wife. She's a lovely woman, right? But I'm on child support. You get what I'm saying? and alimony and all these things. And I'm not trying to red pill it up on the show.
White
But
supremacy. White supremacy.
White supremacy.
White supremacy.
White supremacy.
I say
Using
it
the
for you.
tools of the
Using the tools of white supremacy.
Using the tools of the other man against the brother man.
to hold me back. You feel what I'm saying? And it's real, man. It's real. So for me, I believe in black love. I believe in being with a woman in any regard, or women. You know, if you want to be polygamous or whatever the case may be. But I'm definitely gonna safeguard my assets and what I got going for myself in the next venture. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I recognize that you marry for love and you end up fighting for money. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be blind to that.
so it's prenup city for you.
Oh, definitely. And I ain't even got shit, but it's prenup city.
I think you should repeat that for the listening crowd, because as a married man, I understand what you're saying, but I think we have a big audience of men who listen to this podcast who are not married. Now, I already know the DMs we're gonna get. Why didn't y'all ask him? Would he do it again? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I would definitely do it again, but I would definitely cover my ass, man. I would definitely make sure that I'm prenupped up, make sure that this is yours, this is mine. We coming into, I love you, but I don't know how you fight.
So you wouldn't be mad at him.
I don't know how you fight. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's a scene in The Matrix, right? Where if I'm remembering it correctly, Neo goes to see somebody, the Oracle or something like that, and then he tells the Japanese dude or Asian dude, I'm here to see him. And the Japanese dude starts attacking him. And he's like, why are you attacking me? Right?
Yeah.
And so then he's like, I'm the one, I'm Neo. And the Asian guy says something like, you never know somebody until you fight with them.
Yeah, because you don't know if I fight dirty.
You don't know you fight dirty.
You don't know if I scratch eyes.
You know what I'm saying?
changed
What
lives.
if I fight
Yo,
like this, nigga? You don't know.
if-
Type of blows you.
If women and dudes, if y'all listening right now, I'm telling you, if you miss that, whatever happens is on you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so for me, I just feel like I love you now.
Like what's his name says on Drink Champs. Holy moly, guacamole.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I love you now, you love me now, but I don't know how you gonna feel after 3-4 children, postpartum depression,
11 years in,
social media influence.
I don't know how you gonna feel after I keep leaving my clothes on the floor. Like,
You get what I'm saying?
I don't know what type of reaction that's gonna draw from you because I ain't never fought you before.
And then so people need to understand. I've dated you for 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have this understanding. When we sign paperwork, shit changed, bro.
Listen.
Shit changed drastically and quickly.
Listen. The
Quickly,
that
man.
legal document
God
is the
damn it,
only
bro.
binding legal document and contract that does not emphasize and tell you all the things that you may lose if this contract is ended. And it's non-negotiable. You literally go to the judge and he tells you what you should pay her, what you should give up, and whatever. And the fact that we live in Florida, this is what killed me, Rick. This is what killed me. The fact that we live in Florida and it's a no-fault state, right? In divorce court, it doesn't matter if she was cheating.
Don't matter.
It doesn't
whoa,
matter.
whoa.
It does not matter.
You said, wait a minute.
Hold on, no, wait.
No.
Wait.
You said
Chris.
Florida's a no-fault state.
Well, Chris, wait.
And then you said it don't matter.
Chris, wait, Chris.
Nigga.
It doesn't matter who fault
I want you to
it
wait.
is.
I want you to hold on for a
What does
second.
that even mean?
I'm gonna explain something to you.
It's not a car accident, dog.
Hello, for the viewing audience out there, I am a licensed adjuster.
I thought this shit only applied to the car accidents.
No.
What the fuck?
Lose have your shit like
Florida
me.
is
Lose have your shit like me.
Florida is a no-fault
What?
state. Take that for what you want to take
No,
that for.
because I am 1,000% sure I am not the only person who thought that shit only applied to car accidents.
You're not.
Just take it like this.
But I'm telling you.
The company ain't called Florida no fault for no reason.
What the fuck?
You looking at him. Lose half your shit. It don't matter what she did. She could have been a horrible wife. She could have cheated. She could have did whatever. When you sit in front of that judge and you like, well, look, I got videotapes of her doing this. And he's like, no fault state.
Mm-hmm. Again,
Doesn't matter.
Ron DeSantis, you son of a bitch. You better fix this shit.
long before him.
He's here now. He better fix
And
it.
he ain't
That's
gonna be
crazy.
the one to fix it.
And he won't be the one.
He ain't gonna be
Trust
the one
me,
to
he
fix
won't be
it.
the one to fix it.
He don't give
Yeah.
a
Because
damn about
guess who penalizes the most?
Bro,
You guessed it.
White supremacy.
You guessed it.
that's crazy. Like, that's,
You guessed it.
Yeah.
nigga.
And if she wants to divorce you, regardless, she ain't even happy no more. It doesn't
That's
fucking
fucking
matter.
That's all it
She
means.
walks with hers, and then she puts you on them papers.
You're done.
Because
You remember Usher had a song called Papers?
Yeah.
Go listen to the song. Listen to it. Listen to it.
it.
Listen to it.
I imagine you go into the courtroom, chest high. I got a solid case. Bitch cheated on me.
Okay.
I got a solid
I got the
fucking
evidence.
case.
Yeah.
He's
I got
telling
text
you.
message, emails, all that shit.
He's telling you.
You mean to tell me the judge looked you in your face and said,
Yeah.
"Sir, that
don't mean
not in here."
He don't even gotta look you in the face. He could talk to you while he's looking down and sign the paper to tell you that you have.
Doing Sudoku, he telling you it's a no fault state.
You know what's crazy? As an adjuster, Florida's a no fault state, and he's signing paperwork telling that you're at fault in a no fault state, and he can sign this saying it's a no fault state while telling that you're at fault for something that you're not at fault for.
Yeah. It's
Take that to the bank.
White
Anyways,
supremacy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm white and I say so. White supremacy. Yeah.
White supremacy.
It's crazy.
Who made that? Who the fuck wrote that down?
who gives a fuck? Let me ask you this question, Hassan. If you're a black parent in 2023, we done talked about the relationship shit. We done talked about the marriage shit. Let's get it off you, bro. You done did what you had. You said what you had to say. Thank you for sharing.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate that, man. Like that takes a lot of courage to do that. And so I want to ask, because you're a black dad. You're an amazing black dad, as a matter of fact. And make sure you go check out Hating Her Friends' book that he released. It's an amazing book. Got it for my daughters. They love it. Please go check that out.
Appreciate that. Half of it went to my ex-wife.
Damn, I gotta go rip out half the book now.
Yo, Chris over here.
He's
Guys,
not all right over
I'm
there, bro.
seething. That shit makes
Well,
me so
Listen,
mad.
wait, I'm gonna give a little game.
Go ahead.
There's something called a postnuptial. So even if you didn't get the prenuptial before marriage, you can still stick a ass. Well, I don't want to say stick a ass, but you still can save your assets by getting a postnuptial. Meaning that what we accumulated now, moving forward, everything else is mine.
But doesn't she have to agree to that?
She does.
So good luck. Because they not. So before you do it, please make sure, guys.
Imagine that conversation.
I'm telling
Hey,
you,
babe.
just before
I know
you
we
do
ain't
it,
really
dog.
do the prenup thing, but you know,
Dog.
I was listening to NWO Podcast and they kind of brought something to my attention I didn't really know existed. You think we could sign a
victim to the
postnuptial?
dope game, bro.
You ain't gonna
It's
get
the
no
new
pussy
dope
for like
game.
8 months, bro.
It's the new dope game for them, bro.
You ain't
Niggas
gonna get
fell
no-
victim to the dope game.
Literally, you're not
It's a
going
saying,
to be.
bro.
You're not gonna get no food in the house. You ain't gonna get no pussy in the house. Just I can't imagine that a postnuptial conversation.
Bro, I'm
going
telling you
well.
right now, I am a licensed adjuster. We have a whole department for this shit. And the stories I fucking hear are in, like, Hassan got off lightly.
That's disgusting. Y'all have an office
Dog,
for bullshit.
I'm telling you, dog, niggas is getting fucked in Florida, right? It's
Pause.
FIF.
Yeah. Nah, it's serious. But
Fifth.
Postnuptial, prenuptial, love black women, but make sure that you don't walk away with only your underwear. Like, love them,
barely.
support them.
I know niggas that I know cases where they don't even walk away with that.
They had to give up the
They
drugs.
literally got you by the balls. That's why that saying is what it is. Got you by the balls is a real thing. They got your balls, nigga. Like, you ain't even got boxers. Like,
It's real.
because you believe the love. Love was gonna save you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You talking about
Duck
me?
sauce, nigga.
You talking
Love
about
don't
me?
live here no more.
You
Enjoy
talking about
that.
me, bro.
Enjoy that. But that's why you need that. But that's why you need OGs to talk to you and tell you. Because you know what's crazy? What I really hate right now is how society, the black society, makes the OG looks crazy. The OGs look crazy.
I think that's a new thing though, because I think our generation we appreciated our.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the new generation. I'm gonna talk about new generation. I'm like, so new generation, like the uncle, like the OG that come talk to you to kick you game. Like, man, this motherfucker's
Motherfuckers
know what
calling
talking
you
about.
Unc at 27, bro.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they've been there. They know what they're saying. Like, you need to soak up that game. Like, bro, I've been where you've been at. You know what I'm saying? And it's a new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a new parent, that's why I wanted to come into I wanted to get into the parenting conversation, because I feel like, you know, especially speaking to Brother Hassan, because it's like in today's age where this is going with being a black parent, everything is just like with this information that's being brought out. Like, it's like every day I'm relearning how to parent my children. And it's like, okay, you think you need these Haitian values? Is it helping or hurting my children?
All right.
If I'm telling my children fuck these crackers, is that helping, hurting? Not just be just like black people in general. It's like, okay, I listen to you guys with Brother Hassan. Like, if I tell my kids like fuck these crackers, like, how's that gonna affect them in school? Like, I know what I need to do, but what I tell my kids, you know what I'm saying? Because their teachers are all white.
Right.
And so, like, for me, like, you know, I have my for Black History Month, like, I don't do a Black History Month. Like, I make sure I teach them Black history. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't fuck up, you know, not saying fuck up Black History Month, but like what they're telling you in school is Black History Month. That's not Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to learn Black history. You know, all of this is Black history.
Right.
You know
Making it
what I'm
more of
saying?
a 365 thing.
You
It's a 365 thing.
You consider yourself like a black historian, and it's like I feel like you study a lot of black history.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite moment in black history?
But come on, man. Why you gonna? I was trying to get somewhere first.
Oh, my bad, my
I'm
bad.
gonna get to that.
So it's like navigating parenting in this where we are right now. Like talk to us. Like, how, like,
you don't hide it. You don't hide it. One of the main problems that we have is that we sugarcoat with our children, and one thing we don't recognize is our children are seeing us as liars, and they don't. Now they're not going to tell us that we're liars, but they see that we
Eventually.
bullshitting. They see in their mind like, you're not even keeping it real. I see what's going on in the world. Tell them, pull them. My daughter's 7, right? I have these conversations with her. Now I don't say crackers because I know she's gonna go to school and repeat crackers. So I give her alternatives. Like there's a term, Yorugu. I use Yorugu, which is a Dogon term that they refer to white people by. There's different phrases that we can use.
I thought it was going to be saltines.
Quinciocha.
I mean, English, like white people, they call us Mondays, right? Because nobody's like Mondays, so they call us Mondays. They have their terms with their children. that they
Damn,
use.
look at that. White supremacy in disguise.
Yeah,
we
of
see you.
course.
We see you.
Of course, the whole thing is about disguise. It's all about confusion and disguise. That's what white supremacy is about. But yeah, just I talk to my child very open. She sees it. She comes to me about certain things. You get what I'm saying? My daughter scored, her intellect is way up there. She scored like 22 in the whole state of Florida in like the education, because I talked to her as an adult, not like a child.
yeah.
Like I talked to her like, you see what's going on?
That's how I talk to my kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like that. I feel like when you like kind of baby speak to babies,
I don't
and
do
when
that.
you
We don't
talk,
do that shit.
when you talk down to like
Don't do that
kid
shit.
like young toddlers and
I actually
like
talk, man.
preteens and stuff like that, I feel like you do them a disservice because the rest of the world don't deal with them like that.
They not.
And
They're
they're not going to, as they get older, the world is not going to deal with them that way. So you preparing them for something that they'll never encounter. They're never going to encounter the gentle side like you're making it seem. It's always going to be rough, rugged, and agitated.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the best way to parent in this generation is to be honest, because if you don't tell it to them, they're going to get them off TikTok. They're going to get it off Instagram, and they might not get it in its totality. They might not get it in full context. So you sit down, you have them tough conversations about race, about, my daughter came home one day, and she was talking to me about Rosa Parks. And she was like, they're teaching us about, we had to sit in the back of the bus, and people whipped us. And she's like, why that happened, Daddy? Oh, I gave it to a blood raw.
Yeah.
I said, y'all open the door. You know what I'm saying? So when she come home, I'm going to give it to a blood raw. White people have an inferiority complex. They not secure in themselves. You get what I'm saying? They have to make everyone white people are only comfortable when they can manipulate you or they recognize that you're manipulatable, or when you reflect their ideology and their thinking and their ways. You get what I'm saying? They're only comfortable around you when they can see themselves in you. If not, they're not comfortable around you.
I never forget that they had like a little mind fuck. So my oldest daughter, she's 10 now, and she came to me and said, Daddy, why are all these white people dancing like black people?
Hmm.
So I said, where did you get that from? She said, TikTok. I said, okay. So I said, show me an example of what you're talking about. So she started showing me all these, she showed me like 5 videos where these white girls, blue eyes, blonde hair, dancing to black music. But what we would call black dances, right?
Right.
She knows that. 10 years old. She knows that. At the time, she's 9 years old.
Are these FBA dances?
Oh, you about to start early?
Come on, bro.
You about to start early, bro?
Please, please.
Nah, I ain't said do your thing. I'm just
Yeah, I don't want to lose you too. I don't want to lose you too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, okay. So then she started showing me these videos, and then there was 3 videos where, again, blonde hair, blue-eyed white girls, literally dancing to African music, like full-on African dances. I don't know where they learned it from.
Are you mean like Afrobeat type?
Not even like Afrobeat, like no African. Like they're doing the whole coming to America shit. Like they're dancing African music type style shit. No, because Malia, like my daughter Malia, she's really into African shit, like learning into, I'm saying African shit, but her African roots, her Haitian roots. She wants to know all about that. Like she's super into it. You know what I'm saying? So, and she came to me about that because I give it to her blood raw. Like I'm the one that's like, yo, these crackers, like I'm into her. Like fuck that shit they teach you at school. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, they ain't gonna teach you shit no more in school in Florida anyways. Like if you know what the fuck's what's about to happen. So she showed me this shit. I'm just like, that's the problem. They get these kids addicted to TikTok, and that's the new TV. Remember how we used to be watching TV, and what they wanted you to view as the norm of beauty was the European, centric form of beauty. That's what TikTok is for them today. Right. So now you're pasting these white girls, these white girls dancing to African music. Now that's the new norm now. So where African people are saying that's beauty.
Right.
When it's like, you don't look nothing like me, but you can do and dance to what my parents are telling me is I can do and dance to, and what's my shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mind fuck for them, bro. It's truly a mind fuck. If they don't have the people there to tell them who they are and appreciate what they are, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. You're fighting a lot of battles as a parent right now, as a black parent. A lot. More than you know.
Man, listen. Spider-Man movie, the Little Mermaid movie, and all these things Disney and all the homosexual stuff, man, it's a literal war. It is a literal war for our children's mentality. You get what I'm saying? The way they view the world. And a lot of us just, going along with it. But yeah, it's a real war out here, man. And they want your soul.
They're teaching them in school right now this thing where my daughter told me they're teaching them called gender neutrality. And like how
bullshit.
Where and I said, what is
it's called what?
Gender neutrality.
Gender neutrality.
And so she was telling me like how it's like it's not just about being a girl or being a boy. It's whatever you are. And again, if you don't have the wherewithal to, if you don't talk to your kids, you don't realize how much you're losing your kids.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're a non-white person, non-European, like if you're a black, you need to talk to them because they're literally telling you what's about to happen in the world. Like they're telling you in real time. Like this is what's going on. And I talk to my kids, bro. It's go ahead.
Let me interject for a second. One of the biggest problems as Africans is that we begin to see the world the way the European sees the world. So the European sees the world on like a linear time basis, right? Like they see past, present, future. That's how they view time.
Right.
In the African perspective, we see it as circular. We understand that it's the circle of life. Things go around. If you don't learn from your past, you repeat your mistakes of your past,
and
right?
That also means that I'm about to get some quantum physical shit.
I mean, you get quantum physics. As I sit here right now, I sit
shit.
here in the form of 3 time periods, right? I have my ancestors in my DNA.
Facts.
And I am here physically right now, and every child will produce is also inside of me.
Past, present, and future is happening at the same fucking time.
At the same time,
at
right?
all times, nigga.
Circular. We understand that. I am 3 things in one right now. But Europeans will say, no, your past is your past. You're here right now, and then your future is the future.
You know, I never knew I knew it was the wrong way to think. I just never knew it was a European.
It is.
That made it the wrong way.
It is very much
and it makes sense.
It makes sense now, because I'm like, damn, everybody thinks that, but I know it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's 100% wrong. And when we understand that, and we look at today's society, and we understand that everything is circular, anytime you want to look at the society and why it fell, the reason why it fell was debauchery. When you look at Rome and Greece, they started sexing on the children, making molestation cool, dumping out the women. Any civilization, ancient and moving forward, it always fell apart because of debauchery. Because it's straight up, the rules just went out the fucking door.
Yeah, because once the men ain't men no more, who's gonna be manning shit around? Like, who's gonna be protecting shit?
It just becomes ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Even in Egypt, when you look at Egypt, when the Europeans went into Egypt and started messing around, it fell.
All the light-skinned people came into play. You had all these light-skinned mulatto babies popping up, fucking shit up.
And then you have Elizabeth Taylor portraying Cleopatra in the movies.
Facts.
And here we are in 2023. It's happening again.
It's happening again. Yeah.
So,
as we say,
when we understand that circle, it's gonna come right back around. So the United States is on the cusp of being on some straight debauchery shit.
Cusp?
You know,
the cusp.
Cusp.
Well,
we up to our necks.
They up to
pause.
their necks.
Yeah,
we
they up to their necks. Because obviously, if you up to your neck, you taking part in it. So they up to their necks in debauchery.
That's their problem. They got to figure that shit out.
I'm gonna say what the biggest thing is that we have to actually understand etymology and begin to look at words like remember, right? To remember is not only to like take in a thought, but to put back together. Remember,
because it's a dismember.
It's a dismember, right? So you're bringing something back together. We have to remember the things that make us whole. Bring the things, our culture, our history back into making us whole human beings. Because right now we dismember. We all over the place with this shit.
Hold on,
you get what I'm saying?
Let that breathe. Let that breathe. I gotta take that in, dog.
Yeah,
I don't think y'all. If you're not listening, rewind and listen.
We gotta remember and member ourselves, put ourselves back together. You get what I'm saying? And it's a fight, man. It's really a fight because these Yorugus are specifically at us because they understand that we are the trendsetters. We are the culture. We are the survival. We are the planet. And if they can get us to accept it, anybody else gonna go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Japan gonna go along with it. Anybody else is going to go along with it to a certain degree because they recognize that we set the culture. When I mean we, I mean black people in general, not
Absolutely.
just FBA, not
all
just Caribbean.
over, all across the board. Because
we set.
if you look at it, motherfucking rap music has influenced London to the point where you could put on a
London, look at Japan, look at China.
but that's what I was getting there.
Everywhere. Like-
You could put on a song from a rapper from London, and put on a song from a rapper from China, Russia. If you just listen to the what they use to build the song, it's all the same.
Right.
All the sounds are the
Look
same.
how-
because of the influence being so wide.
Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's why you could have a Japanese dance hall queen.
these
Because
these
the taste, as a people, as African people, we the taste makers for the world.
for years. But look at the Europeans in America that are making these laws that are against the black people. Look at their children and how they're dressing, what they listen to, and what they look like. Look at their kids.
Well, see, there's an old African proverb that says when you put poison in the river, you poison the whole village. So you can't just put negative rap music out there for black people. You can't just destroy our communities with drugs and not think that it's not going to be revert back to you. But they don't understand that concept.
It links
But it's like you said, it's more so of an individualism thing for them. So the ones who will be lost to the sauce, they're willing to take
Let them
that
go.
loss.
I was just gonna say that seems more like a cost of doing business for them.
Yeah.
They know to a certain degree they're gonna have a certain percentage of their own that's gonna be poisoned as well.
Those are the ones
But
they don't want around them anyway.
They're such in the majority, and they're so about keeping the system in place that they're willing to.
I got to
lose
counter for that. I got to counter for that.
In war, they call that casualties of war.
War.
When they release a car, like Toyota, sometimes they would know that the car would have defects, right? And they would release the shit anyway because it's easier to settle the lawsuits from people dying in the car crash from the airbags than to recall all the cars back. That's a fucking monster right there, man. You saying you know people gonna die in this shit, but it's cheaper to settle with you than to recall all the cars back and fix the issue.
And that's what I'm saying. The reason the pushback for that is initially, those are the casualty of wars. Initially,
Yeah.
100 years later, there's no longer casualties of war. There's the white girls that can now dance African, and it's okay. Mom don't look at it crazy. Dad don't look at it crazy. The black man don't look at it. No one looks at it crazy anymore. Instead, you get paid for it.
Yeah.
These are not casualties of war. These are no longer casualties of wars. This is what it is now. The casualty of wars is in the 50s, where you were dancing to the Temptations as a white person in a spreaded room where blacks was on this side, whites were on this side, and the Temptations was on the stage. That's casualty of war. 50 years later, where the white girl can dance to and then the black girl can say, "Damn, she's doing it better than me." That's not a casualty of war. That's crazy. That's reality. We're here.
So this is after war.
This is after war. There's no more casualty of war. Again, talk to your kids. This is not a casualty of war type of thing, bro.
Okay.
It's happened.
So
it's done.
So if we're, like as you're saying that, I think of it as a tree now. They're probably the low hanging branches, but it's still all a part of the same system.
Yeah.
White
There's still a branch of it.
There's still a branch. That's what I'm saying. Like if the politicians, all of them, Mitch McConnell's grandkids have record deals right now, talking crazier than any black rapper right now.
Yeah.
Dressed urban, talking urban, profiting off of being urban, but ain't urban.
That's like the biggest form of racism to me.
Ain't
Like
no
the
fucking
idea that
casualty of
you
war. Stop that
believe
shit.
that this is how black people are innately. And so when you throw on this stereotypical image of what a black person is, you're taking the like I don't know. That's
why I said. That's why I said. Whenever they say that somebody's an industry plant, what does that mean? You like people say, "Oh, that's a white person trying to be black and be in the culture." What's our culture? What do you think is our culture? like you niggas don't even think about what the shit is, bro. Like,
I'm probably the most uncultured person. In
what
the
does that
room.
mean? What's culture? Tell me what culture is. What's culture?
I have no idea.
Murdering, killing. That's culture. Like, what do you think culture is?
I have no idea because
You're subscribing to their ideology.
Everything that I grew up knowing as culture, you can go to the store and buy that shit.
Shit ain't culture, man. Shit's
you
bullshit.
know why?
That's
You
what
know
it
why
is.
they can relate? Why why our music is always like surface around the world, because the fact that we are the first creators of the planet, we are universal people. You get what I'm saying? And everything about us is universal, meaning that you can go to Russia and hear hip hop and hear reggae and everything, because everything that we produce is universal. You can't go to the hood and hear nobody listen to shing chong chong, ching 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 ching, like, because their music, like, it doesn't relate to us.
During the war, because as Ricky, now you got black kids growing up in the middle of the hood, and they will be completely influenced by Japanese culture because of the reach of television and
What part? You mean like K-pop and
all of it, anime, K-pop, all that, whatever they allow to get out from over there.
Right.
But how does it get out though?
Obviously, you know that they only let out what they want out, so they put that stuff in the environment to attract whoever it can attract. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying in terms of us being where you say we're at, in terms of after a war, where it's like the lines of culture have been so blurred that
even their shit gets in.
As a young black kid, you could still be totally like you could identify as Japanese.
Yeah, it's getting weird out here. You know, when I realized it was really crazy, when you can go to the supermarket and you can get almost every other culture food.
Japanese ain't gonna let you do that though,
right?
Not in Japan.
You never go to the supermarket and you can see African food in there. Like, I could go and get some cold lasagna and make me a little Italian thing. I could go to the cold section and get some Japanese stuff. But I've never been to the supermarket and been able to take some fufu out of the cold section and then put it in my microwave.
Nope. You never
Even
will.
in school, we learn French, Spanish,
Mexican,
all these languages. Because the reason what it is
I thought you were gonna say Mexican, like for the food that we eat, because we're talking about food. And we said food.
No, in language, Spanish, and shit like that.
Yes,
the reason what it is Marcus Garvey says that whenever you taste a little bit of African, there's an African awakening. And so if we go to school and they actually teach us an African dialect, and we start learning that shit,
they fucked up.
They fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? So they give us Spanish, they give us English.
Say
they
it
give us
how you say
French.
it again?
French.
Hold on. Say it. Ooh, what?
Ubuntu?
No, what you call them? Again?
Urugus.
Imagine we in high school and they tell us you could call the crackers Urugu. What? Oh,
Ricky, come spell this to the board. No, Urugu.
Urugu, go sit your blood. What? I'm going crazy.
Yeah, man, it's real, man. They understand that once we taste a little bit of Africa or being African, it's an awaken for us.
Now I could say something when I punch you in the mouth you don't understand after you say nigga.
Facts.
I could say something to you, you don't even understand what I'm saying. I'm just wailing on you. You don't even get it.
But if you see what's going on in Florida, it's insane.
Yeah.
Right now, it's oh man. Again, I'm just saying, talk to your kids, bro.
Yeah.
You mean with
be honest with them.
DeSantis and the what is it? I forget the name of the law, but it's like they can't teach black history.
He's a fascist,
in
bro.
school. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, they're not teaching. They don't want to teach. Well, I mean,
Well, that hints to our Spanish, alliance with black folk, because for a long time I was telling people, I was like, listen, man, the Spanish Cubans who came here are the most racist ones, because when Castro got in power, he said we're going to have a socialist system. A socialist system basically meaning we all going to be equal. Right? Now, I'm not praising Castro. I'm just saying what he did. And you know what happened? Cubans got their ass on the boat and got the fuck out of there. And said, we don't want equality. We want to be over the niggas on this island.
I don't want to be equal with the dark skin, man.
No.
Nope.
And they got the hell out of there. Two big boat waves. The first one was in the 50s when Castro came into power, and again in the 80s when they saw all the goddamn criminals over here doing a Mario boat lift.
Yep.
That was his. If you're gonna take those guys, take these two.
Take them too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to be real about our black and brown alliances. Ain't no black and brown alliances.
There's
Africans have no friends. Forever. Africans have no friends, man.
Fuck.
Not even most Africans are our friends.
No, exactly. Like within each other, there are
Now
enemies.
shit getting real sketchy, boy.
Yeah, man. So we got to circle those
Especially them
wagons.
Africans in Pennsylvania. They
are not
tripping.
your friends. Okay.
At all.
So
pausing?
no, we ain't pausing shit.
Oh, shit.
So
Do your thing.
Now to
Go ahead,
close
man.
out the whole making sure that you talk to your kids conversation. I really do subscribe to that, man, because I would have wished, and God bless my parents, man. They was only doing the best that they could. 2 Haitians coming over to this country, they here experiencing this American experience. We all doing it for the first time, pretty much.
Yeah.
We all doing it for the first time.
We're living history.
We're living history all together at the same time. I wish that they were able to have that conversation with me or have those conversations with me regarding racism or prejudice, because I had to learn about it through the worst way possible, like through actually experiencing racism from another white boy, white girl, like either calling me the N-word or attacking me literally physically because they hit me with some racial slurs or because they did something racist to me. And sometimes, like when I got into those physical altercations with them, guess who was the one that was sent to external suspension? Me. Guess who was the one who was able to go back to class? Them.
Yeah.
I wish that I would have had like that expectation that it could happen, because like those were very, very impactful moments for me as a young black boy.
Man.
Like,
so here's the kick of that. They didn't experience racism. They experienced neo-colonialism.
Yeah.
So, you're coming from a country where you don't understand the geopolitical state that you're in. You don't understand that the president that you got is a puppet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's put in there by United States powers to abuse the people. So you're coming from a country where you abused by, everybody's black, but you abused by the black military, by the black police officers. Yeah. So now you come to a country where white people, they do this. And this is the argument that FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, is making, is that because we come from different countries, we don't fully understand racism. And we come here, our parents don't understand it because they're coming from countries where the villain was a black person, even though the person who was on top of the black person was a white person, right? So they come here and say, don't worry about all that. Yeah. You're here for a better life. And Foundation of Black Americans are saying, nah, that's the trick, right? So we're in an immediate, like, I'll give an example, right? Come on through, Rick. Come on through. So no, you good. You good.
Thank you. Damn, I want to do that.
No, you good. I'll give you an example, right? Like when we were growing up, to some degree, there was a difference between African Americans and Haitians, Jamaicans, and things like that, right?
Yeah.
If you look at today in Miami, Haitians are the new African Americans. The biggest gang in the federal prison and in state prison right now in Florida is the Haitian Mafia.
Yep.
It's the Haitian Mafia. Because we didn't study Black American history, because we didn't see the traps that they went through. Now you go on the corner, you're going to see a Haitian dude our age, homeless, on drugs, fucked up, because we came here not knowing
what
this system would do to black people.
Right.
We lost little Haiti. You get what I'm saying? So any black person from Jamaica, Haiti, Ghana, to be genuine, you have to study Black American history, because they got the longest fight with this cracker. And you got to see how this cracker go. What they did to them, they're waiting to do it to us. So our parents didn't know that. They came here with the idea that I'm here for a better life. And the person who mistreated me was black in my country.
So you see, like, all right, the upbringing that I come from now, a lot of the people who raised me, Rastafarian, you know what I'm saying? And as Rasta, we always saw the white man as the enemy. It was never the black man. No matter what position the black man was in, he was never your enemy. It was always the white man behind the black man that was control. He had something over the black. He had control of the black man's family. He had control of the black man himself, or he had the control of the black man's mind to have him as an overseer, have him as a snitch, have him as an Uncle Tom, so that he would do his bidding. And like you say, when we come from certain islands, Jamaica included, but when we come from certain islands and we come and see that, okay, now our enemy is different looking. It don't look like the enemy back home.
Right.
Now that I know back home, the ignorant dude up that live in the bushes, you know what I'm saying? I know him and he ain't got no sense. I see you move like him. Now you ignorant too. You just another guy like him.
Right.
In Jamaica, we call you a Bushman, right? everybody looked down on the Bushman because he chose to live in the bushes and live, not say necessarily in the wilderness, but he chose to live like an older fashioned lifestyle. Right? They look down on him. But in reality, he's the closest one connected to everything. Because he's not connected to the system.
Facts.
So when even like Jamaicans, in a sense, when they come over here, they see the Bushman in the African American. And that's why I feel like a lot of the initial tension between Americans and Jamaicans took place in general, for there to be even some shit where motherfuckers feel like we're not the same people. Because in reality, to me, like I say, I grew up understanding who the enemy was from jump.
And it's funny you say that, because as a youngster in school, I always thought it was fucking stupid when Black Americans were coming at the Haitians, right? I'm in elementary school. And, yo, you eat cat. You did that. You did that. I'm like, okay, why? Like, okay, where is this coming from? What is it that we did?
Because the same roaches,
we were never the aggressors. And you know what I'm saying? And like, you're in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Like, bro, like, no, we're not coming at you. So why are you so angry with us that you got this animosity, this hate, this bigotry?
See,
you know what I'm saying?
And even that type of shit puzzled me, because like
it was crazy. I'm 5, 6, 7 years old asking these questions.
You're not gonna see me and say, oh, now you might see that because I got locks and, you know what I'm saying, the way I carry myself a little bit, but you wouldn't have seen me as a young kid and say, oh, dog, Jamaican.
Right.
I never in my life got treated like a Jamaican.
Right.
I don't know what that's like. I don't know. To me, I don't know that people could treat a Jamaican person different from anybody else.
It's funny you say that, because like even as adults, like I didn't really, not saying I respect, but I didn't really acknowledge you being Jamaican until years after me and you've known each other. Because remember when I first met you, had your braids, like we was out here.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you would have met me 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been like, that's a Jamaican dude. Because I wasn't like, I'm not saying I was ignorant to it, but I just wasn't expressing myself through the culture.
Right.
Through that culture. You know what I'm saying? I was just expressing myself from what I grew up in,
13?
which didn't really feel like I was choosing anything. Like I just felt like I was expressing myself. But now I come to find out that whole time I've been a participant, I've been observing. I'm not really a part of the stuff that I feel like I was taking part in. I've grown to find that out now.
That's the FBA conversation. I'm gonna answer shit. What you said something just now.
Yeah, I was saying like, you know, growing up, and it's like I knew that. I was like, what, like
white supremacy.
Right.
So white supremacy is a 2-part answer to that, right? So one would be the image that white supremacy fed to Black Americans about Haitians. You get what I'm saying? On the news about how we came with AIDS and, we ate cat and things like that. But then also, again, dealing with white supremacy, the ignorance that some of our elders had in the community with the idea of spreading the voodoo. Oh, voodoo in our country, voodoo. Like a lot of that came from our mouths. Still to this day, you would hear Haitians say that, right? And so if you were hearing somebody come from a country and tell you, oh, we do voodoo over there, you would die. And like, of course, as a Black American, you like, I grew up in a Episcopal church. Like, we don't know about that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the biggest thing.
That people evil.
Yeah.
Right.
They eat cat, that give them their powers.
So, you know what I'm saying? A lot, at the end of the day, it's white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? It comes from our ignorance and then the image that they portray of us. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's real,
if
man.
it's one real thing I think we can agree on.
White supremacy.
Facts. I think we can all agree white supremacy is the problem. All
Facts.
right. Now,
Facts.
if we can come to an agreement that white supremacy is the problem, then we got to stop fighting each other and fight white supremacy.
Here's the problem, though, Chris. A lot of people scared to fight white supremacy.
Why?
At risk of losing their job,
money,
They
endorsements, backing.
Like you gotta understand, some people live good under white supremacy.
Great.
Some people live good under white supremacy. All right, and they like, you niggas ain't worth me losing my Bentley and my Rolls Royce to stand up for you.
That's why it's called white supremacy. You're
you're
supreme for a reason.
Again,
you have
controlling the brother, man. Like I said, growing up, I always knew this shit was a game of puppeteers, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's clarify the term white supremacy, because people be like, "Oh, there ain't nobody supreme over me. Ain't nobody dominate over me." White supremacy essentially just means that they have a more supreme system, a more supreme ideology than we have.
Hey, listen.
Does not mean they're genetically superior. Does not mean they're intellectually insuperior, right? Or superior than us. It just means they have a more advanced system than us.
More supported and all that.
They more on code than us.
Listen to me. Hey, you over there, right there, right? If you hear us say the words white supremacy, and you feel like in any way, shape, or form, we feel that white people are supreme to us or above us in any shape or fashion, even if their system does operate better in where we are in the West than ours does.
Globally.
Right? Globally. Right? Even if, here's what my advice is to you. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to go crazy, because you thought I was going to go crazy. But I ain't going to go crazy. All I'm going to tell you to do some more research.
Yeah.
Go study some more. Go read some more books, and you'll understand that when we say white suit, I don't even understand. You got to really tell that to people.
You got to tell people that. People are, ain't nobody supreme over me. Here's what it is, right? They misconfuse the power to do versus power over. You get what I'm saying? They misconfuse the power to do versus power over.
Correct.
The power to do means I can go to France
and do it.
But who has the power to tell me how I'm going to go to France?
Right.
I need a passport. I need a visa, right? You can do whatever you want, but who has the power
to allow you to do so? Facts.
And they control these things in the 10 areas of human activity that we all participate in, which is education, economics, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and healthcare. All of those things are controlled and dominated by racism, white supremacy. When white people say, this is what we teaching, this is what's being taught.
Facts.
When they saying Haiti not cooperating, we putting sanctions on y'all. That's economics. Mm-hmm. When they sanctioning Uganda because they don't want to let homosexuality be, that's economics. They control all 10 areas of human activity: education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war. All that is controlled by racism, white supremacy.
Another reason why you should talk to your children, because talking to your children will allow you to understand what they think they know, what they're being taught, and what they should know. Mm-hmm. Here's what they're teaching you, and baby, here's the truth.
Facts.
Here's what's going on.
Facts.
Here's what you need to prepare yourself for. And like, this is not my truth. This is not what I want you to believe, because I think that's where I'm going to get crucified by La Union Suite and their followers. Here's what it is. Haitian people taught us what they felt like we should know.
Right.
No. Fuck that. What's the motherfucking truth? And that's the biggest hurdle as young Haitian Americans we had to deal with. What the fuck our parents taught us and what the fuck reality is. Facts. Motherfucker, that ain't motherfucking reality. I'm managing Haitians, bro. And I'm watching them coil. Just the thought of a white person coming to the building. When I'm your manager, approving your time, taking your lumps, taking your hits, I don't mean shit to you. I say cracker and you fucking coil.
Yeah.
And you're teaching a whole generation this shit.
Yeah.
When I work to get here, and you don't look at me as nothing as I'm T-Garçon. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
You
know, touch on Union Suite.
Crazy, man.
Touch on Union Suite right quick, right? Sister.
I didn't want to do that.
No. I gotta go into it, man. Because the problem that we have, right? How do you lead? And I'm not just specifically singling her out, but you know she has a white husband or white fiance.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a white fiance. Right?
The person that runs it, right?
Yes.
Wanda, I think.
Yeah, Wanda. She has a white fiance, a white man.
Shout out Wanda, but yeah.
How do you love Haitian culture? You represent Haitian culture. You give information to the people and not somehow be biased. This is the part we talking about sex, about white supremacy. How can you really give an objective experience of being Haitian and you married to somebody who's white? That's problematic. You got the minds of over 200,000 Haitians in your hands, and you married to a cracker. That's problematic.
I don't mean to laugh, but this.
Hey, that is the greatest shout out. I'm sorry.
No. What'd you say?
You gotta chill.
No, what'd you say?
You say what? You gotta chill, bro.
That was the greatest shout out I ever heard.
I mean,
You gotta chill, bro.
yeah, when you say it like that, bro, I mean, it's.
I'm just saying.
Hey, a fact is a fact, man. It could.
And when you look at these Haitian pages, most of you don't know who the fuck they is. I don't know who you are. So if I don't know who you are, I don't know your character. How are you leading me? How are you giving me a message every day? And I don't know who you are. I don't know your character. That's why I show my face. Because I'm not out here bullshitting. I stand on what I mean. I can show my face and walk through these streets. Because if I say it, I'm going to do it. If I say it, I'm about it.
But all right.
So, no. I gotta ask him this question. I have to follow it up with this. We're talking about these Haitian pages. You're a Haitian man.
Yes.
And you have these views. You have these ideologies. Do any of these Haitian platforms support you?
I would say one page supports me, but they haven't, one page, yeah. But no, for the most part, nah.
NWO supports you.
Who?
NWO.
Yes. Shout out to NWO. Yes.
But no, but
Facts.
like but like as far as like just like the pro Haitian pages and shit like that, they don't.
Nah.
Damn.
I'm a prior. How you say it? A prior.
You're they're like blackballed you.
Basically, yeah. I would post something about Haitian history. This is how crazy it gets, right? I would post something about Haitian history, and it would go viral. They will duplicate what I posted just so they won't have to repost from my page. Like they will take information from my page, but won't repost my page just because. Yeah, it's a fact, man. But how do you lead people like that? One of the questions we have to ask our leaders is, where are you leading me?
You know what's crazy?
What I wanted to ask real quick,
Go ahead,
I don't want us to move on too fast.
No, go ahead.
La Union Suite is like I'm not familiar. Because you bring them up as a leader in the culture, right?
They have a huge Haitian platform. Yeah,
I don't see how social media, right, can lead Haitians. It's a lot of Haitians, and y'all are powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how a social media page could have such great influence outside of social media.
You mean like Shade Room?
I'm gonna say it like this because I know we about to move into the Trina thing, right? I'm gonna say it like this: FBA started online. That's the power of what we talking about. FBA started online. That's the power of a meme. If you Google what a meme is, it's transforming information to one's psychological thinking until they then take it into the real world. Now you have people buying FBA flags. You have people tattooing this on them. I'm FBA. It started online.
And that's what made me want, before we even got to that, it kind of ties into, it's like, if you go to our page and you see the Trina rant, it ties in. The number one comment that has the most like comments and likes is my comment. I literally comment and I said, this sounds like all the insults I heard growing up. Black Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians, Trinidadians, Dominicans, you name it. They all either commenting or liking it because they know what I said is true. If you're a Haitian American that grew up in America and in South Florida, and you hear the Trina rant, it goes back to our FBA conversation. We're having this FBA conversation. Never heard what FBA was. I learned it. He's sitting right here in Hassan's seat that night. What FBA? I didn't know what it was. I had never heard of it. Mind you, I've heard every single insult from a Black American, African American, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I always viewed it as, bro, Marquise Washington. I'm Ricky Jean Lewis. The only thing that's different is our name. When I look down right here.
Yeah, if I wasn't looking at your name, I just seen your face.
I see this shit right here. We line up right here. It's the same. Why are you talking to me like this, bro? Why are you so angry with me right now, bro? Like, we're running in the playground and you're saying at 8 years old, you fucking Haitian, you cat. Bro, I just want to go on the monkey bars, bro. What the fuck? Whoa,
Real.
relax.
I'm just trying to do a pull up.
You okay? Are you okay,
No.
bro?
If you want to know the answer, he's not okay. They're not okay.
So what my point is like, if you hear the Trina Rand, which we're gonna play for you, and you hear how she's talking, I heard it, and the first thing I said to the first thing that happened to me, I'm just being me, was it took me back to 2nd grade. That's all it did. Like, I wasn't shook, I wasn't surprised, I wasn't shocked. I was like,
I've heard that before.
What I hear, that's how they feel. Like, it's like the minute a Haitian person pisses them off, or they feel infuriated by Haitian person, or they feel a certain way, this is what they say. But mind you, this whole FBA thing is like, bro, well, like, at the end of the day, it's like, can someone explain to me what the beef is?
I believe that they are entitled to their ethnic group. They are entitled to their own identity, right?
Facts.
But I'm going to tell you what the real issue is. Some of us may recognize that we are all the same, right? Some of us don't, right? The reality of it is white people know we're not all the same. And that's where the real issue comes in at. We're fighting over white approval at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you why. Because white people recognize in the United States that they don't have the connection to Haitians the way that they have with Black Americans. So they would give favor to a Haitian person over a Black American. I didn't slight you. I don't owe you anything. You get what I'm saying? Then we internalize that as if somehow we are better than African Americans,
Like,
or
we're
vice
behaving
versa.
better because we're getting more.
Because we're getting more.
Stupid.
You get what I'm saying? And that's how they end up pitting us against each other. Oh, how y'all been here 500 years and y'all haven't moved on. We already got this and we got that. But look how they taking little Haiti. See, because when they want to come back forward, they gonna take it.
They're gonna take it.
They gonna take
Because
it.
it's theirs to take.
They didn't give it to you.
Right.
They didn't give it to you.
But we fell for it for quite some time. And so even though we might all see each other the same, they recognize its differences in us. And they pit those differences against us. Oh, you Haitian. You know, you hear it all the time. What school you went to, Ricky? You talk different. Oh, Ricky, you not like them. Oh, Ricky, you're
different.
Man, you're different.
You're not like the rest of them.
Now, what happens when you start internalizing that? How you start moving. Yeah, man, I ain't like them, man.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah,
man.
fuck
You
them.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Better
I know
than
that
these
shit.
niggas.
Yeah, we done got here first generation. We making up, man. We sweating. We getting out here. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It all boils back down to white supremacy.
It's disgusting.
It's
man.
disgusting, but it gets real
It's
ugly.
crazy because when we had that conversation, right? That initial FBA conversation, we had that conversation, and I remember making that statement. I said, everything you guys are sound like you guys are explaining sounds like it's divisive to me.
Yeah.
And they killed me on that clip.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at it, they annihilated me. No, it ain't divisive. That's y'all's. This is ours. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. What's yours? We own none of this government-owned land. None of this belongs to us. What are we fighting over?
And you know what's so crazy?
NBA what? Asian what? Like, what does that mean here?
I have a kind of a random thought.
Mm-hmm.
They insert themselves in every other quarrel that we seem to have about culture, like basketball players, music, and
Who is they?
other,
Them.
White people.
Yeah.
Crackers. Man, say crackers, man.
them.
It feels good, Ben. Say it.
It rolls off
Say
the
it.
tongue. Crackers.
Say it. Just say
They
it.
insert themselves
Uh-huh.
in everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But in every conversation, every debate that I've seen regarding the FBA, the ADOS,
Oh, they stay the fuck away from
not
it.
a single.
Oh, they're gonna stay the
sprinkle
fuck away from that.
Why would they?
There's
They-
no flake.
No, they created that. So why
Unless
would they?
unless they can fan the flames of it. Why would they?
Never see them there.
No.
I ain't going to.
No.
Okay.
That's the
And that's the
divide and conquer.
design.
Yeah.
That's what they designed it to be, bro. Like, it never made sense to me, bro. Again, from when I was a kid, I never understood why somebody looked like me. The only difference is that in my brain was like, my last name is different from you, sounding from yours. That was the only difference I saw. We in the same class, learning the same shit. I'm sitting right next. You get nothing different than what I'm getting. Whether my mom came here yesterday and your mom been here for 30, you got nothing more than me. I got nothing more than you.
Mhm.
What are you mad at me for? I knew that from 8 years old, bro.
I think one
It
thing
never made sense to me.
I think one thing that's
Never
been
made
lost
sense to
is
me.
the fact that, man, like whatever it is that you feel like you're owed to by this country, I ain't trying to take that from you. Get yours, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the best life that I can here.
No, your beef ain't with me. It's with the country.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Like-
like, I'm not trying to
I'm
take
not-
whatever it is you're claiming for your community. I'm
Now-
not trying to take it.
I ain't
Now there are a lot of people who are playing defensive end for the Crackers, who are Caribbean and who are from
Oh, we
continental
got a
Africa.
lot of those.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
whole
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So we gotta
And-
recognize that sometimes when they're speaking, they're not speaking to us. They're speaking to the
To
coon
to
class
them.
of our communities. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
when you can use them, Ben.
Yeah,
We're
'Cause
gonna
I got a
refer
lot
to
of-
them.
They're not talking to us. They're talking to the coons
To
of
the
the Haitian,
coons,
the Haitian
right.
coons, not us.
Because I get a lot of FBAs like, yo, I rock with you, Brother Hassan. You keep it real. You don't play the field. You say how it is. You get what I'm saying? But when they speaking usually to the coon class. You get what I'm saying? That
It's a
come from
lot
our
of them,
community.
bro. It's
And
a
we gotta
lot.
check them. That's the thing about it. We gotta check them fuckers in our community, man, because we
It's a lot
allow
of
them to
them.
run rampant. You get what I'm saying?
But
And
those
that's
the ones
what's
with the
giving
biggest
us a
voices
bad
because
name,
They don't
Yeah.
get, because they don't get shadow banned.
Yeah,
Facts.
you see?
So they're
Facts.
allowed to run rampant with through
Facts.
the end of the community. So they got the biggest voices. So there is no
Hey.
like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when we had NWO Podcast, right? We were popping. I mean, we were everywhere. We were posting all our little accolades, our awards. We brought Brother Hassan on.
Still owe
brought
me
on.
one.
We brought Brother Hassan on. All of a sudden, we started seeing. But you know what we did? We didn't let that deter us because we knew like we felt something.
Mhm.
We got to keep bringing them. I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, what is the numbers going to do for you? Like in that regard, like people look at it like monetarily. Like for me, it's like I gained
Hey,
something. You know, like we gained
if-
something from this. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to understand, right, how deeply embedded into the system of white supremacy everything is, just understand that shadow banning is a product of white supremacy.
And we don't give a fuck about none of that.
At the end of the day,
we could have been
they
cracking
they
niggas.
literally stopped spreading our
We
podcast
saw it in real time.
because
We
we
saw
had
it.
a pro
We saw
black leader on the show.
over and over and over again. We don't care. That's not because we're here for one reason only. Like, speak your mind, speak your truth. Like, that's what we here for.
I appreciate that, brothers. I appreciate that.
No, man, we
Facts.
appreciate you,
At
bro.
the
Like
end-
for keep coming back and you stop bringing the goons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
For real, you finally feel safe with us. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that, bro. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. I feel relaxed. I don't
Listen,
feel.
man. Y'all don't understand the attempts, man. The attempts be real, man. They be real. But I'm gonna say this, man. The same black people who have an issue with what I have to say, the same black people who would say that's how niggas is. But then when you say white people, they say not all white people, and that's how you can tell and gauge where they at. Because you would throw every nigga under the bus and say that's how niggas is. Niggas late, niggas this, niggas steal, niggas that, black on black violence. But when you say, well, what about white people? They say not all white people. You make that exception.
You could have started rapping just now for real, like
You make that exception for the cracker.
nigga this, nigga that, nigga still, nigga this.
I'm telling you, go online, go on some of these red pills, some of these, you hear how they talk about black niggas gonna cheat, niggas ain't shit, these hoes, they, and then when you say white people, well, you know, you know,
come to the cookout.
yeah,
They come to the cookout. That's the new way.
Not
of saying
the
it.
cookout.
He's invited to the cookout.
Not the cook. You can't come to
They
my
invited him
cookout.
to the cookout, bro.
that's when you measure.
Hey, not
where
the
they at.
vegan cookout. Don't bring that shit over here. Ain't no
That's
that.
when you measure where
The
they at.
I- Tell Cookout ain't with that.
What's your advice? So again, I'm just going. I'm using this episode as a way to answer for all these years the people ask us on these questions. Another question was, he's gone now, right? He's not on the episode no more. I'm enthused by what he said for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
I stopped listening to that. The episode's gone out of my mind now. How do I what would Brother Hassan do after this? How do I move forward in my blackness and my Africanism? How do I push this forward?
Great question.
Yeah. So the first thing would be, as the great elder says, the revolution shall not be televised. So once that shift in your mind takes place, then everything else is going to shift, right? Your value system, the things you cherish, the things you hold dear to, right? Because I'm not spending my money with the cracker. You get what I'm saying? I spend my money locally, even if I have to go out of the way. Even if I got to go way to Fort Lauderdale, the mall up there to go to the African shop. I'm gonna do that, right? So your values and interests and principles begin to change. The things you wake up for begin to change. You get what I'm saying? You always gonna get money. I get money. You know what I'm saying? But my drive is not money.
Money, right?
You know, so once you begin to change, the people around you begin to change. It's a slow change at times, but the people around you begin to change. Like I remember one time I went to the hood back to go play basketball. It's like, oh shit, Brother Hassan here. I was like, nigga, pass me the ball, nigga. You grow with me, man. Stop playing. But because I changed, it forced them to change how they relate to me.
They even address you different.
They address me different. Right. People be like, yo, don't say that, Brother Hassan here.
Yeah.
So when you begin to
You
change
see, I put the
internally,
weed out, nigga.
when you begin to change internally, yeah, people around you change.
I've never said that to anyone. And as the non-weed smoking nigga here, I've never done that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. My lungs appreciate that.
Yeah, bro. But
yeah, man.
But that's the power though that you have.
It's internal change, man. You have to change, and when you change, other people around you gonna change. My mom relates to me different. My mom's like gives me respect on a different level.
Right. Because she sees that.
My mom's, man.
It's different. For them,
it's different.
That's different.
So all it takes you to change. And once you start changing, you change people around you, the community starts changing.
I know that feeling that you're talking about with your mom because I kind of recently felt that, and that's different. when your mom no longer sees you as little son, like when she truly sees you as a man, it's different.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask you this: how has this? And I don't want you to give me no PC answer. You've never had before. Don't do it now. How has this changed you? Like in a way, like how do you keep yourself humble? Because if we had a basketball court,
how do you not end up like a fucking Tariq Nasheed or one of these like
if you're on a basketball
assholes that's online
where men are, it's your most bravado. It's your most machismo. Like it don't get no more machismo on the basketball court. Yeah. For a man to say on the basketball court, say, "Yo, relax, that's Brother Hassan." That takes a different kind of level of go from machismo to humble yourself, then get back into it. Like, at what point do you like?
How do you curb that ego from growing to a place?
How?
Where it's
African proverb, Ubuntu. I am because you are. There is no Brother Hassan without NWA.
Okay, so who the hell is Ubuntu?
Ubuntu is the African saying, I am because you are.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. I am because you are. So everything I am is because you are. There would be no Brother Hassan without NWA having a platform for me to be on. Without people sharing my posts. You feel what I'm saying?
NWO Podcast.
Oh, excuse me, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
My bad.
We got attitudes too.
I could be
Ice Cube. We got attitudes too. Fuck you,
Dre. I could do that too.
I can get busy.
Yeah, but we know what you're saying. But yeah.
Yeah. So NWO. You get what I'm saying? There is no me without the people. You get what I'm saying? And when you feel that you above the people, then you lost yourself already. Ubuntu. You can't be a teacher without a student. Damn. When you recognize you can't be a parent without a child, you didn't appreciate that child. In African culture, when you become a father, you become a baba, which means that, like Europeans, again, going back to their singular thinking, they're individualists, right? There's no African Mother's Day because we recognize that every day you are a mother. But also we recognize that you can't be a mother without a child. So why are we singling out a day for you when you can't even be a father without a mother? Ubuntu. I'm a father because you're a mother and because this child is a child. Everything is interconnected in the African way of thinking. So when I start thinking I'm above the community, I already lost myself.
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen,
I'm voting on a title change right now.
Ubuntu?
Yeah.
I'm with it. Navy, I thought I had him. I didn't. You guys told me to get him. I thought I had him here.
That nigga killed y'all.
Oh, I got him. I got him, guys. I got him, ladies and gentlemen. I got him.
That nigga killed you with one word, nigga.
I got him, guys. He did. I got him. Ha ha. I know they're gonna do it because I know what they're gonna do.
One word.
We're gonna do it for another episode.
One word. He shut your whole shit down.
Yeah. Now Ubuntu. You got to
just know they want your take. They want your take on the whole Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez thing. Black man, black woman. So just prepare yourself for that whenever we talk.
Got you.
But yes, that is that. No, listen, bro. Like that's a great.
I actually want to extend that.
Yeah,
I
got more.
I want to extend the title, Ubuntu. I am because you are.
Yeah, because you are, man.
Like because
that's the title.
Yeah, man.
But it's like
look at celebrities when they forget who brought them there. How quick they fall from stardom.
Yeah, man.
You
When they
ain't
say you forgot where you came from.
you forgot where
type
you
shit.
came from. You get what I'm saying? Like there is no such thing as a
Shout out
self-made
to
millionaire.
Trey. I can't never forget where I came from.
Floyd Mayweather, he may say he's a self-made millionaire, but at the end of the day, we had to buy your fights.
Facts. I ain't really
So do
buy
you
them
think
shits,
that
though.
like
I ain't gonna lie.
so for Chris, for us, so Chris, his family's Jamaican, us we're Haitian. We're African, like is our origin, right? So if Chris elders and our elders are agreeing with the whole notion of you're Haitian American, you're Jamaican American, is that how we're supposed to look at it? Like
Nah.
African is the way we're supposed
We
to look
African.
That's all I ever known.
Yeah, we
That's what I'm trying to say. As Rasta, that's all they didn't teach us. Oh, your roots is in Jamaica. Nah, it was Africa, nothing else. Like I only see black people as African. I have fun calling each other Jamaican and Haitian and American, but I only see us as African, and I don't care how much you disagree. I don't care what evidence you got from where you came from. It don't matter to me.
I'm about to make Chris real mad right now.
Please do.
So the only issue that I have with Rastafarianism is that it takes its ideology and its main character from a non-black person. Haile Selassie is not black. He's not black.
And that was
He's
what
not-
I was going to
he's
say
not
to
African.
him when he was saying what he was saying. I'm going to say, but they praise Selassie. Well,
Right.
we praise Selassie. Not today. But yeah, they praise Selassie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
he's
know what
not
I'm saying?
black.
Yeah, he ain't black.
He's not black.
He's Ethiopian, they say.
He's Ethiopian, but Ethiopians are Asiatics. They migrated into that horn of Africa. You get what I'm saying? They're not the original. They are not Bantu people. Like we are all Bantu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's like ethnic groups you could look at, but we are Bantu people. Like we confuse. Like Ethiopians have a distinct look. They don't look like us because they're not Bantu. They're Asiatics.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Etrians, right?
Etrians,
They look
more like
different.
Ethiopians than us.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they immigrated into that horn of Africa. That's why their way of writing looks very Asian and Arabic. Right. They call their Hausa people.
And even the way they look is more Arabic.
Is
the structure, it's just not to.
So
but,
I said that to some Rostas one time, and they almost told me up. And I was like, nah, it's true. They're not Bantu people. Like, look it up. Like, even if you look at our languages, Bantu people languages, right? Even in Haitian Creole, no matter even Ebonics, you can pull the linguistics, the etymology of the words and the languages and how we use them to one singular language. It's all the same.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? It's all the same. When we say things like tote, that's a West African word. The way we speak, the way our languages flows, like, man, I'm gonna go to the store right quick. When you listen to an African from Africa speak, it flows. When you listen to Haitians, like it's a rhythmic flow that goes with it, right? Because when we think of language, we just think of like the words.
Yeah.
But there's etymology to it. There's different parts of
Tones.
language.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man,
Nah, it ain't. It's like for me, bro. I'm still a student in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
And Haile Selassie is, not to cut you, was a colorist. He was a colorist, and I would even venture to say a racist, because he didn't want to get down with the other Africans until the Italians start invading. And that's when he was like, oh, where the Africans at? Where the blacks at? And he pulled into them. But that's just my perspective, studying the history and stuff like that.
You fully entitled to that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I say that to say this. I'm still a student in this thing called Rastafari.
We all students.
Man, Rastafari, you see what I'm saying? So I'm still actively learning. I don't have no rebuttal for what you're saying because at the end of the day, I wouldn't rebuttal what you're saying with my own thoughts and my own ideas. You feel what I'm saying? I would rebuttal what you're saying with facts.
What you've learned.
Facts, right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't have no rebuttal for what you're saying, but at the same time, like I personally, for me, it like I not knowing that information, right? It still is something that I connected to as a youth.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That led me on a pathway to being who I am today and to looking at our people the way I do. I can't say that would have influenced me any different had I known beforehand.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, I would love to hear the conversation between you and see. I told my dad to come pull up today, bro. Like my dad is a high priest in Bubba in like a Bubba Shanti. What we call Bubba Shanti is what we represent in terms of the houses of Rastafari, right? So my dad is like he's a very high ranking member of the church, and my uncle as well. You feel me? So it's like
that cool as hell. He be letting us party, get girls, and all that shit.
Yeah, the only
that
thing
was college,
the
bro.
only problem I have, though, Chris, the only problem I have that gets me so upset, that gets me so upset is that, like, if you look at Jamaican history, right? Like Marcus Garvey should be more looked at as
facts.
You
But
know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know why that is.
Well, because he's Bantu, he's black,
Yeah.
he's
not only white supremacy.
Of course.
Always. Don't let it off the
The
hook.
propaganda, the misinformation,
Mm-hmm.
like you take all of those things out the equation, these are still the same easily influenced people.
Yeah.
And I'm
not shitting on Rastafarian culture, history, the way
Nah,
I'm not
I don't
doing
want
that.
nobody to sit here and
I'm
think
not
that.
doing that.
We having a conversation
In real
without
time.
emotions.
Yeah.
All right, we having an intellectual conversation.
But to tie into what you guys are saying, like even like because you're saying like white supremacy and you know, what you're saying, if you remember, and I can speak to the Ben Hassan specifically, if you remember, if you want to tie in the Trina thing with how Black Americans, right? It wasn't them. They, not saying Black Americans, but they made it in that time frame be a Haitian Jamaican thing.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, growing up.
Mind you, at the time, you don't, again, so if I'm telling you, like, I'm looking at Marquise and fucking Tashin
That
and fucking
shit.
Gene, all of us look the same.
Doing.
So, you know what I'm saying? What's happening in real time, you got to understand how good this white supremacy is.
Man,
Yes, man.
it's a hell of a drug.
The African Americans is looking at you and looking at Jamaicans the same way, Haitian and Jamaican. However, they found a way to make you and the Jamaican beef. They controlling it. They think they controlling it, right? And we beefing with each other. To this day, where they say, "Yo, goddamn!" Like if you talk to somebody like, "Yo, Haitian Jamaicans get along."
Yeah,
We had
real.
beef.
It's real. It's real. I'm gonna tell you how
It's crazy,
powerful this
bro.
is, right?
It's crazy.
If you go to like any African civil war that took place, white people was at the helm of it, providing the Russian AKs, providing the tanks, providing with just fighting. You can even come here to the United States, look at Crips and Bloods, which started off as positive organizations for the community.
The neighborhood.
To protect the neighborhood. We all just watch Snowfall and watch how that shit just fell apart because they introduced crack and drugs and
look how he ended up.
To fund their own
war.
Their own wars.
But that's what I'm saying. Like as you and Chris are talking, all I'm thinking is what's about to happen. I'm forward thinking. Okay, I'm getting 20 DMs tomorrow, and what they're gonna say is they're gonna miss something because you know what they're gonna miss is the fact that the conversation you guys are having is not even addressing this question is like the question is like before we even get there, you need to realize before we can even Hassan and what he's saying and what Chris is saying even make sense in your brain, you need to understand that who created that first.
Yeah.
Here.
You
right
gotta
now.
understand white supremacy.
Our generation here, like it starts there. If you understand that there and the surface of that, okay, then we can go deeper into African and how the African got diluted. But before we get there first, here in America, because you're a Haitian American, Jamaican American, you need to understand how our shit got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It just, we're just talking to each other at this point.
And
But a lot of us don't want to go that deep. We want to stay surface with
when I
it.
grew
And I
up,
hate that.
We want to stay surface.
I hate that.
I grew up. We lived in New York, right? And like there was you got a block, you got bunch of kids on the block. One of the families on the block, they actually used to run a church out of their house. So we would go to church at their crib on Sunday.
Yep.
Right. It was a group of us. It was me. It was Jimmy, Daniel. I forget other cousin's name. It start with a K, but it was him. And then we had this Haitian kid, Dino. Right?
He ain't Haitian.
Nah, dog was Haitian. Bro. I'm telling you, I don't know what his real name was.
Oh,
We just called him Dino. That's how
his real name was Benson.
It was some shit we couldn't. Not shit. It was a name that obviously was very Haitian.
Shit, yeah.
Was it Dino
So-
or Gino?
Dino.
Okay.
Like I'm 100% sure it was Dino because every time I would think to myself like, damn, that's the fucking dinosaur from the Flintstones, dog. Like why are we calling this nigga the Flintstones dog name? Like that shit never, like it never sat well with me. You know what I'm saying? But it would be like as a kid, I noticed the way that everyone else would treat him. You feel me? Like I noticed the way that like, oh, don't go to Dino house because they Haitian.
He's gonna turn you into a fucking donkey.
But there was never because of this or because of that. It was just don't.
No,
They
dad gonna give you a
eat cat
Super Bowl
over there,
haircut.
or they do some shit over there that you ain't really gonna understand. Don't go over there. I was the only nigga on the whole block to ever go to Dino house, nigga.
But you know what's crazy? You came to Dino house, and our parents judged you. Look at him with his braids.
I ain't had braids at that time. You talking about
No. I'm saying, like
when I came
we
to
all have our.
nah. Listen,
You know, we
listen to
never
me.
really dissect that
I
whole.
never
Go ahead.
felt judged by any Haitian mother in
Oh, no,
or,
they
or
ain't
father
gonna
in
judge
my
you.
life.
Nah,
nigga.
They gonna tell you. They gonna wait till you leave. Vaca
Yeah.
bon.
Yeah, listen,
Got shit,
every
man.
single time
Yeah.
when I first met Jeffrey moms, she kissed me on my cheek. I was like, oh, this lady is the sweetest thing I ever
Of course she
like.
did.
To
Of course
get your
she did.
vibe.
Yeah.
Get
Bro,
your vibes. Like, what you want?
I ain't
nigga?
understand none of
So
it.
she could pray against all that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't understand none of that shit.
Nah,
Right,
man,
but
we
like
never
I say,
really-
I always seen us as one people. Like I
Yeah.
never looked at us as because you from somewhere where I might not be
I
familiar
was the
with.
same way.
You different from me.
Yeah.
I never understood. Like to this day, I'm studying it as a concept. I never understood it, even growing up. Even now, I still don't understand it. I'm just trying to learn about what other people understand. It's a reality.
Mhm.
It's a reality for people that really feel like, yo,
I think
I'm Haitian, and I'm always gonna be Haitian, and that's it. It's
Right.
people that feel I'm Jamaican to my core. You can't tell me I'm from nowhere else. I'm never gonna be. I'm Jamaican. It's people that feel.
And
like
the question you have to ask them, right, is what makes you Jamaican? What makes you Jamaican?
Yeah.
The patois that you speak is an African dialect. The words you using and how you using them, because you don't sound like a British man.
Mhm.
But we know the British had slaves. They were there, right? The French you speaking, the Haitian Creole you speaking. What makes you Haitian? And it's the fact that you African that makes you Haitian. That makes you Jamaican. That makes you Bahamian.
Yeah.
We don't speak how they speak. We don't cook how they cook. We are not them. We won't ever be them, and they won't ever be us. And that's what makes us African. You can throw a stick inside of a river, and it'll never turn into a fish. It will always be a stick, no matter how long it's in there. You could take an African out of Africa. We always going to be African. It just may change with the times. Instead of beating on the drum, we going to now press the button to make the drums, but we still going to make music. We still going to be who we are. And that's what makes us African.
I need y'all to
take that stick.
let that shit breathe,
You
bro.
could take that stick, throw it in a Jamaican river, throw it in an American river, throw it in a Chinese river, a European river. It's still a stick.
It's still a stick.
It's still that African.
It ain't a Chinese
Honest.
stick. It ain't a European
That's
stick.
it.
It's
It's
a
not.
stick,
That's
my
it.
nigga.
And until we understand that, we ain't moving nowhere. Until we understand, like, yo, you are like, I read the most illest shit the other day that fucked my head up. It fucked my head up. Baba Baruti wrote this in his book. He said, every time you kill a black man or a black woman, that's genocide. Because you're killing every generation that person could have created.
Mm.
You understand that concept? You're killing every generation after that person could have created. That's 4 children. 4 children equal 8 children. 8 children equal 16 children. You're killing every generation after that one person.
It's genocide, bro.
That's genocide.
Seems like a very counterproductive activity.
Very much so. And that's how they want us.
And it makes sense. Black on black.
And that's how they want us. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Big
makes
facts,
a lot
man.
of sense, bro.
Big facts. Nah, these crackers have sat down and studied us and watched us for 7. And this is why I always encourage people to watch slave movies. They would drop listen, we always talk about how white people lie to us. White people lie to us, but a lot of the information they put it right there in our face. But because
you're
don't
so
recognize,
indoctrinated and to not even like look at it.
let me ask you a question. What do you use to see?
What? Say it again.
What do you use to see?
Your eyes.
No. Your brain sees, not your eyes. I could be pointing at something right now and be like, Ricky, you see it? And you're like, nah, I don't see it. You can be looking dead. I'm like, how you looking dead at it? You don't see it. Because your brain hasn't recognized it yet. When your brain sees, you're like, oh, I see it now. Your eyes are just a tube to see. Your brain is actually what sees.
Your brain gives you the information.
The information. So you can see.
Be able to see it.
You can be looking dead at some shit. That's how we walk around every day looking at racism and not
don't even see
understanding
it. No,
what the fuck it
you
is.
looking at it. Right.
I pop the hood up and I be like, oh, that's a catalyst converter. That's that. And you're going to be looking like, that's just car parts.
That's an engine, nigga.
That's
What the
an
fuck you
engine.
talking about? Callus converter.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, my bad.
spaceship?
But you know what I'm trying to say.
Look at that spaceship.
But yeah, that's a perfect definition. But yes,
Nigga,
that's
I don't know what the fuck is. I thought that shit was really in the car, nigga.
Like,
I know, catalyst
if you
converter
open
is
it-
under. It's under.
You know what I'm saying? But if you open it there, everybody's gonna be like, yo, that's just
Yeah.
car.
Nigga, I thought you was right the whole time.
Because your brain hasn't been trained to see it. You don't know what the fuck you looking at. A mechanic could look up and be like, oh, I see that. And you're like, all I see is fucking parts.
Parts, yeah.
A heart
radiator,
surgeon,
nigga.
a heart
I know what-
surgeon can open the heart up and be like, I can see where you got the clog at.
Yeah.
Your brain is
Brain.
what sees, not your eyes. Your eyes is the tube. So if we've been miseducated to see certain things, it's things we will see and things we won't see. And these how these fuckers have brainwashes to not see certain things.
Damn, they
saying,
really
that's
did clone
supremacy.
Tyrone.
Nah.
dog.
That's why I said an hour ago. I told you supremacy is just. It's
Nah.
not that. It's just. It's crazy.
It's
man.
crazy.
That's
what
how.
shit they
But
done does.
that's how they clone
It's so
Tyrone
bad,
though.
man.
You
They're
see-
so good at what
Have
they
you
do.
seen that shit?
Mhm.
I know you seen that shit.
I haven't seen it, man.
Dude, I don't. We could get into the breakdown.
I
maybe
think-
sometime.
I think you
But did
truly-
you fuck with it though?
Nah, I fucked with it.
Thank you. I know.
I
you
don't even
fucked
know
with
how
it.
it got made. I don't even know how it got
you fucked with
made.
it.
I know. I for me, I really understood how bad or like I understood how good they are, what they do. When I started to see what my child was questioning, because that told me I'm a good dad because she questions everything, and that's when I knew they're fucking good. That's why I said to myself, we're not as good as we think we are. Like at seeing it, because God, bro, it's some sick shit going on, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's spiritual warfare at this point.
I
like, from what you can see,
110.
it's
I'm
spiritual
sure every
warfare, my
conspiracy I believe is true.
And I don't think, Nick, you're crazy. I don't think no. I used to think you were crazy, but like even beyond you, bro. Like I don't think anyone is crazy no more, bro. I really don't. Like talking to my child makes me believe nothing is no longer crazy.
No.
Because what was crazy 4 years ago is a reality today.
At this point, you got to prove my conspiracy wrong.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
If you don't prove my
Bro,
conspiracy,
my daughter told
It's
me.
true
my
until
daughter
it's-
told me, she said, "Daddy, please don't take me to go see the Barbie movie."
'cause
My
she's
daughter
smart.
said that to me. She said, "Daddy, please don't take me to go see that Barbie movie
She
because
probably
there's
saw
a
the-
hidden agenda."
Yeah, she probably saw the bullshit on TikTok.
Yeah.
She said that.
Yeah, she told me. She's on summer break. She said, "Daddy, I know you're looking for things for us to do. Just don't take me to go see that Barbie movie
I believe you. I heard it in her
because
voice.
there's hidden agenda." I'm telling.
I hear her.
I
saying
cannot
it
wait to
when you
get her
say
back here on this part. I'm gonna let her talk, and y'all gonna be amazed.
No, I'm not.
And I'm not taking credit for none of the shit that she says. All I do is I just ask her questions. I do thought provoking shit,
You see, because that's.
but it's inside of her.
really my niece at heart,
And
man.
then
Just question
I think
everything.
the fact that my mom, I
Give
think
a
the
fuck
fact
how
that my
much-
mom and my
what your
dad,
science has to say, nigga.
I think the fact that my mom and my dad is there, and then my mom is just a whole. My mom don't abide by. My dad does. My dad is like, give me the vaccine, give me everything. These people. My mom has been the opposite. That's why they've always clashed. That's why they never worked. No, I'm saying, but they never worked.
But why was the vaccine your first thing to
But
say
I'm
about
saying, but like
Biden?
he's just that kind of guy. Like he's just always been like, the American said it, let's do it. Like, but my mom's been like, man, bro, like my mom was all, and then Malia, my mom are aligned.
But women have a warrior spirit about
And my
them,
mom is
too.
a warrior. And Malia is
Facts.
even with me and Malia's beef is the fact that Malia questions me. And when I said, so, okay, Daddy, you tell me that, but why are you telling me to do that? What's your reasoning? I have to have a reasoning as to why you telling me to do that. And I'm gonna make her, she's gonna make her own informed decision as to how she responds to what I'm telling her to do. You could tell me what you want me to do. Good. Why you want me to do that?
Yeah.
And then so I can have the information to make my own decision as to if I'm gonna oblige to what you're telling me that you want me to do.
I just want to take the time
So when
to
the teachers called
recognize
me,
you
my phone to tell me Malia's not doing such,
and acknowledge
I said,
you as a
"What'd you
father,
ask her to
man."
do?
Facts.
Why'd you ask her to do that? Here's why she's not gonna oblige to that.
I think
Because when I'm okay with that.
I think the type of parent that you have become as a man, bruh, I really want to acknowledge you and give you your
Nah, I
flowers,
appreciate
for
this
real.
black
Nah,
man. I seen some photos
real
with you, your brother,
nigga
your father.
shit,
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful,
brother.
man. Beautiful, beautiful.
Listen.
I
Listen,
appreciate
bro,
this
like-
black man.
I'm sure you didn't get that as a kid.
I didn't.
I'm 100% sure you don't
I'm
even
telling
know. You don't have a playbook or a game plan on how to do that.
We're gonna have an episode where I can explain to you how the dynamics have changed in my household and in my family, where I have to take the reins of being the king of my family from him, and I appreciate everything he's done. But white supremacy reigns in the Haitian community in a
Gotta
way
kill the
people
king,
don't
man.
understand.
That's the only way to be king is you gotta kill the king.
And the blame I've placed on him and then my mother, like a lot of things just make sense for me at this point in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things just start to make sense. I understand why mom is the way she is. I understand why I have the fire that I have. I understand why I have the, like, what do you call the, like, when you kind of lay down to certain things,
You said lay down?
like if you lay down,
You
like
submitting to
a
it.
submission type of thing. Like you understand, like I have that battle
It's a
within me.
giving,
There's that,
a
and that was the
pulling,
It's the balance. You found your balance.
that was the thing when I first met Hassan. That shook me up. It was that fight that I had. Like I have that fire in my belly, but also have that submission in my belly. It's like a like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just that fight. Like it's because I grew up with that. I grew up with the fire in your belly and the submission. Like you know what I'm saying? That's all you ever saw. So Malia represents that fire. That I don't know what Ari is yet, but Malia.
Now I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Because we are a community, take as much time raising other people's children as you do yours. Because
True.
you can give them all the game, but that influence that comes from friends is very, very powerful.
It's
You
funny
get what
because
I'm
I had a
saying?
situation today. I'm taking my daughters to the bus. I'm taking them to the bus, right? At the bus stop, they get in the bus and there's just two black boys run into the bus. They run into the bus. Bus is leaving. I take my car. I could have just went home.
Right.
My daughter's on the bus. They good. I see these two black boys. They look like me and Reggie at that age. I took my car and me and this other black woman. The black woman stopped before me in front of the bus. You're not going no motherfucking where until them black boys get on the bus. And she's screaming, we not moving until them black, they're not her kids. They're till them black babies get, you know what's crazy? When I stop my car and I get out the car to make sure they're good, them black boys are Haitian boys. Not that it means anything. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You just don't understand. Like, you could have just went on about your business. Them boys, you don't know if those boys' parents are there. You know if the boys can make it to school. That's their only way to get to school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
and the bus driver had to stop to let them up because he wouldn't have stopped otherwise.
If you listening to this podcast right now, I really want you to take in what was just said, because you could be a great parent to your own children.
Yeah.
But if you don't have influence over the friends, if you don't have influence
Community,
over
bro. It's community.
if you don't have
'Cause that's what the
that
crackers do.
level of parent,
Yeah.
because bro, it's so crazy. Like I see like, all right, when my sons make friends, I see the parents that, all right, you know what, I could trust my sons to go hang out with these kids because I can tell that
Yeah.
that
Coming from-
person is they're not just, oh yeah, y'all want to go outside, go ahead. Y'all want to go, yeah, whatever, man. I'm doing something else. If they kids outside, they coming outside looking, checking. Y'all good? All right. They act like they there, they out, or they already outside with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just little stuff that I notice like that have a influence over everything in general. Just the vibe and the nature of what's happening, what the kids doing. They keeping up less bullshit and fuckery, and they just having fun. They not out here ding dong ditching, knocking on. You know what I'm saying? Like, mind you, we live in a fucking neighborhood. It's hella doors everywhere. If they wanted to act fool, they could go knock on everybody door and run. But they know they got people looking after them. Yeah. So they don't do that. They having fun, but in a more disciplined fashion, I guess you'd say.
I'm gonna say this. I encourage everyone to look up Haitian proverbs, look up African proverbs, because proverbs are a huge way to like shape somebody's psychology.
So when you said, before, I'm gonna let you finish, but where do you look it up at? Like,
I mean, there's Haitian books. Yeah, there's Haitian books. There's Haitian
Google word for word African proverbs.
African proverbs.
They will show you a million of them
these
shits.
Proverbs.
Change your life.
Answer questions without having to answer questions. They make you think. In such a way that
they change perspective.
Yeah, change perspective.
They put you at one of the key things to understanding like life overall is being able to see things from different perspectives. Right? Truly enlightened people can see things from all perspectives.
Right.
Yeah. So if we have something within our culture, because I consider proverbs a real part of culture.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Right, in terms like such a part of it that's some shit you got to teach to your kids. You got to teach your kids about proverbs, and because literally they have the answer to life's problems,
and they shape the culture. And they shape the culture.
It's 2 lines that tell you everything you need to know.
I'm going to tell you a European proverb that goes over a lot of people's heads. Keep your friends close
and your enemies closer.
That's a European proverb that we fail to realize. That's how they live. Hey, buddy, jump out. They know you, they enemy, but they keeping you close. Yeah. When you listen to European proverbs, Arab proverbs, and you study, there's an Arab proverb that says, if you want to get rich, go to Sudan. If you want to get rich, go to the Sudan, a part of Africa. That's an Arab proverb. Proverbs shape your way of thinking. So there's an African proverb that says, the child that doesn't feel the warmth of the people from the village will burn it down.
Burn that motherfucker down.
They will burn it down. So when our children start seeing us stopping buses for them, I'm not going to sell drugs in my community because I'm burning it down. I feel y'all love. But when they don't feel the love, when you on TikTok and you, man, fuck this community. I'm going to sell drugs. I'm going to fuck all these hoes. I'm going to do this. I don't care about this.
I got to get out of here anyway.
Yeah. I don't feel the warmth from the community. And that's real. That's the African proverb.
I'm going to go create my life where I feel the warmth. And
where I think the warmth is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where I think the warmth is. So
yeah, that's all this shit is a fucking illusion, dog.
With all that being said, just do your research. I want to say final thoughts. Ben, do you have a final thought?
First of all, shout out to Brother Hassan for coming on the episode.
Oh, yeah,
we need live applause, in-person applause.
No cap.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man.
This game.
We need that applause. One thing that I feel like we lack in what we doing, both abroad and domestic, even in your own communities, is giving people the flowers that they deserve when they're still able to receive them. We're giving you your flowers each and every time that you come up on our show. Every time that you pull up on us.
Thank you,
we appreciate you, man. Appreciate the knowledge that you try to provide, the perspective that you try to provide. And if anybody, like for me, I'm a fan of listening to great speakers in our time, especially our black speakers. I would encourage everybody to go and listen to any speech that Marcus Garvey has delivered. It's available on YouTube. Listen to it. A lot of the ideals and a lot of the complaints that he's had, because he was trying to call black people out too in his speeches. Listen to his speeches. It all applies today. And lastly, man, you mentioned a African dish that I haven't had since I was a child. You said fufu. Oh my God. Like I was taken back to a time where I was less than 10 years old, man, and I had fufu. I don't know, it's something. It felt good for me to have that dish. You know, grab it and dip it in the sauce and everything like that. No spoons, no nothing. Like it felt like
that's how you felt like
how
eat.
That's how it's supposed to be eaten.
Yeah.
So like, man, like even something as
Simple
seemingly
as that, yeah.
simple and insignificant as that, dog, like it's profound. Man, I appreciate you, dog.
I'm gonna even touch on that for a second. I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Yeah,
I don't mean
go
to
ahead,
cut, but
go
the
ahead.
reason why Africans sanitize and then eat with their hands is because your hands are a form of sensory. So it allows your mouth to get ready for the texture that it's about to take in.
Mm-hmm.
The fork separates that sensory. That's why people be choking. Because your mouth and your palate doesn't have time to get ready. Once you grab it,
it's
with
shit
your
not
hands-
aware you about to eat some slick
Right,
shit. And then
Right. And then once you get to it, you're like, damn. But once your hand, you're like, okay, this is slippery. This is rough. This is tough. Okay, sensory. Like, the Africans have. Well, I'm sorry, brother. I just wanted to add that up because you talked about
And I just want to show y'all again some metaphysical quantum physics shit. That's why you always got to allow babies to eat with their hands.
facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because even as someone who just came into this thing that we understand as life, because we don't know it as life, we understand it as life,
Right.
right? Even somebody who just came into this understanding, they know already. We got to see that they know and stop thinking that we got to teach them.
Mm.
Because they teaching us. They showing you what to do. But then you teaching them.
Other than what, yeah.
We're teaching them fear.
Yeah.
You see.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Caution.
Don't do that. Don't
No.
do that. Don't
No.
do that. No.
No.
Don't
Yeah.
ask me that.
We're teaching them fear.
talking.
They
Be
showing you
quiet.
how to live.
Yeah. They're
But
showing
you telling them don't do that.
Yeah.
You're triggering me the way.
and that deals with the socialization, man.
You're triggering me, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. I appreciate y'all saying that because like it's giving confirmation that even in those moments where I was having the fufu, eating with my hands, the way that we were designed to do, specifically with that dish too, it just felt right. That's why when you mentioned it, I felt like this warmth. I'm like, I damn near forgot the next 2 minutes of the conversation because I'm sitting there thinking
You started
about
having that shit again in your head.
yeah, I'm sitting there thinking about the times where I have fufu, man, and like that shit. Like we can't forget where we come from, man. We cannot. We're doing ourselves a great disservice when we do that.
We have to remember ourselves.
Remember, put it back together.
Put it
man.
back
Oh,
together.
now way to bring it full circle.
Vegan Traplo, what's your final thoughts?
Man, my final thoughts are today's episode was a really good episode, man. I just want to big up Hassan for real. We appreciate you every time, but I especially appreciate you coming through here. Every time you come through, bro, you drop knowledge, you give me something, you give me things to study, you give me things to research, you give me more spice to life. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree with anything that we had to say today, man, the seat Hassan is sitting in, the seat I'm sitting in, the seat Ricky's sitting in, the seat Ben's sitting in, they all available. We got extra chairs in here. You know what I'm saying? If you ever disagree with anything you hear on this podcast, that tummy tuck kicking his ass. Hey, if you disagree with anything you
Talk
heard
about white
on here,
supremacy.
I'll say he trying to be slim thick for the summer. But yeah, man, like I say, if you disagree, bro, you can always pull up. Don't DM us and cuss us out.
I make
Call
it sweet.
in.
I put up $500 for anybody who think they can challenge me on dealing with social, psychological, political issues, on dealing with
Where my
racism, white
goddamn bomb?
supremacy.
Hey,
That's
we'll do it.
$500.
We're going to clip this.
We're gonna host it.
We're going to
We'll host it.
Anybody
We'll
who
be
think
the
that they
arena.
can,
And
they
there
can
it
hang.
is.
Come on.
And
This
there
is
it
the
is.
arena for it.
Right here.
This is the arena.
Anyone who think. Matter of fact, Brother Hassan, give us your final thoughts, brother.
Shout out to Brother Press. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Ricky. Shout out to my brother over here. My final thoughts is be prepared, because the war is not always going to be a physical war. We talked a lot tonight. The war is psychological. It's spiritual. It's economics. It's going to come on all different fronts. It's not just going to be a physical war, to the point where you see our people dying from mental side. Mental meaning the brain. Anytime you have the word side, it means death, homicide, suicide. So mental side, the destruction of the brain, is going to come in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? So be prepared for the war. It's not always going to be physical. Just be ready, man. Be ready, because they definitely at us.
Absolutely, man. It's hard to come after that. My final thoughts is, man, again, I want to just echo what Ben and Chris was saying. Like, thank you, Brother Hassan, man. Always. Thank you. I know you like to give us credit for having you on, you know, more than once, more than twice, 3 times, 4 times. It's about to be the 8th time, bro. But thank you for always making time to come on our platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care about the analytics, anything like that. We appreciate you, your knowledge, and you come here to kick game to us and spending time with us. Like, bro, like it's always refreshing to hear what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's just refreshing. So thank you for coming on, and I want to thank everybody for listening, and give a shout out to Plus. You know, Plus was here. You know, he had to make it out of town because, you know, Plus is Plus. You know, but
Right.
I just want to thank all the people for listening.
Somebody put a vagina signal in the air. And niggas left. Let's
Thanks
tell
for all
the
the people that listen to NWO Podcast and stuck through, you know, what we got to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, talk to your children. That's my final thoughts. Talk to your children.
Facts.
You know, we're black people. Talk to your children. There's education in talking to your children.
I'm going to say this one last thing. While we at the Vegan
Go
Delight on 60
6060 Miramar Parkway. You see? I'm telling you.
I don't care.
Plus no more. Plus, what do you know? Go ahead. 66
You the
Miramar
realest
Parkway.
nigga in here right now.
Yeah.
at my brother
Just
Chris
for
show.
the fact that these niggas,
That's true. It's true. And we ate your food.
niggas-
And we ate your food.
It's
and we ate your food. And we ate your
it's
food.
they show.
Yeah, and we ate your
Right?
food. We definitely ate your food.
These niggas for 2 hours
We ate your food.
didn't say a word.
Yo, that's crazy.
The realest nigga in the
Yes,
room
yes, yes,
once
yes.
again,
Make sure
man.
y'all pull up to 6060 Miramar Parkway. Anytime you're in South Florida, pull up to the best vegan restaurant in all of
I've
South
been here
Florida.
since 9 a.m.
Facts.
Hassan. These
Yo, my
niggas
man
couldn't
just
say
filled my belly.
one time.
No homo.
all of our belly. All
Couldn't
of
say one time,
Like,
yo.
literally,
We
this
in the
is-
vegan trap house.
If you're in
We
South Florida,
Vegetarian Delight.
6060 Miramar Parkway, Vegetarian Delight, you will get nourished. This is where all of this is happening.
I've been answering the phone 954-241-7402.
That's the phone
Been
number.
answering the phone all goddamn day.
954-241-7402.
Niggas couldn't big it up in 2 hours.
954-241-7402.
And make sure to connect with them on IG at the Light Juice
Juice Bar.
Bar.
Facts.
Menus posted daily, on the daily, never missed. Good food is available. Good people is available.
vibes.
Good vibes is available. Everything that you could ever want out of a vegan restaurant is there.
Yeah.
6060
Miramar Parkway, Miramar, Florida. And
Last thing I want to
Go ahead.
say. In order to combat and fight white supremacy, both parents can't work, right? If both parents are doing 80 shifts, 80 hours,
Difficult.
that's 100 and something hours that white
160.
supremacy got to attack your child. As men, we have to start providing situations where our women can take part-time jobs or even venture out to do what they want to do, you know, but still have time
to nurture.
and keep white supremacy out the household, because that's 160 hours that the crackers got to attack your children mentally.
Hey, take
Listen,
it.
listen
Take
to the
stock.
message, ladies. Okay, a lot of y'all are modern women today. Listen to the message. He wants
Yeah,
y'all
nah,
to
that
be
ain't working.
home. He
That
wants
ain't
y'all to be
working.
home. Okay,
That
so
ain't working.
you ain't gotta work when you come on this side. Okay, but listen, we got a song of the week.
Yeah, man. Listen, song of the week is let's do some Bob Marley. Who the cap fit?
Nah,
Okay. All right, let's go. What song of the week?
I want to try that in a small town.
I was just thinking about that, Chris. I was just thinking about that.
I don't know
said
what
try
that
that
is.
in a small town, and that's the song I want.
Go ahead. Tried it in a small town. That's the song of the week. Thank you for listening to the NWO podcast. Peace.
Peace and
One
black
second.
power.
1 second. Flash the socials
Oh,
for the NWO podcast. What we got first? What we got first?
Twitter.
Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at the NWO Podcast.
There you go.
If you're on Twitter, please stop reposting porn. Also follow us on Instagram at NWO Podcast. If you follow us on Instagram already, comment on the page, bruh. Like you acting like we don't care about your opinion, nigga.
And follow Brother Hassan on all
We
socials.
got that too.
Facts.
Where is that?
We got that on.
Down here.
Right now,
Oh shit, you got my shit up there?
yeah, we do. What you mean?
Oh shit.
Right
that's
now, hey, look, if you watching in real time, follow it right this very second.
Right
I'm
now.
gonna put it up again
Subscribe,
because
Brother Hassan.
it's only a matter of time before you got to create a new one.
He's
So just make sure you follow his page so you stay up to date with the backup pages, man, because they be out to get my dog.
Not only that, we will always keep you updated on what his next page is.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we on it.
Appreciate that.
100%.
We on it.
Ubuntu.
Yeah,
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. For sure.
Way to bring it full circle. Bro.
But yeah, man. So
And don't forget the YouTube, like and subscribe.
Oh yes, if you exist in the world and use your phone, go on YouTube, log into your Google account. Because if you got a Google account, here's how white supremacy work. You also got a YouTube account. So log in and like and subscribe, goddamn. Come on now.
And try to find us on TikTok at NWO Podcast. They got our first page the fuck up out of here, but
Oh, man, did they?
that shit hurt me so bad. That shit hurt my heart. But yeah.
Are we good? Damn.
But all right, y'all.
Thanks for listening to NWO Podcast. Peace.
Damn, these niggas give fucking
I ain't mean to laugh so hard, bro.
fuck, man. All right.
Damn, they got y'all boys about the hell.
Yeah,
They did. They got us out of
You
here.
here with us for another one?
Yeah,
Or you good?
man, come on, man. Listen, man. I'm here,
We
man.
rocking out with our socks out, nigga.
I'm here, man.
What does that
You
mean?
think Cluster like that?
He's going